What happened last time on Ebon Ward?
Last time on Ebon Ward, Nash left to check on Deletta as the rest of the 11th hour returned to the Siren Song Hotel to take nice bubble baths and clean off the mess from the day. Despite being in completely different rooms, the trio had a casual conversation about what they wanted to do next and overall just relaxed. Garen returned later to inform Redpath he'd actually tracked down the Fisher Jacques and could set up a meeting for them. Before meeting with his father, Redpath read more from the journal and found that his mother had reverted most of her molting shortly after having him and requested Valoria watch over him. The group made their way over to a tavern by the docks, with Maze introducing Redpath to Jacques. Jacques made it clear that he knew where Redpath was, but he and Penelope wanted him to have a normal life with a kind family, so left him be. He also explained that his mother made many enemies with her brutal vampire hunting tactics, and the ones that she missed had attacked their wagon on the way to Sweetstone. He lost his right arm, but was able to help her onto a horse, but the injuries were so severe that she died shortly after giving birth. They then used the Orb of History to show Jacques Penelope one last time, and it happened to be the day he proposed to her that they stop hunting the undead and live their life together. Thankful for such an amazing vision, Jacques wanted to return the kindness, but Redpath made it clear he was more interested in making a nice dinner for his father. The two hugged before Jacques left with Garen to go fishing for dinner, and the 11th hour went over to the Hersif estate to explain how they broke into the hoard of House Hersif. Amaranth was blown away by the ingenuity of the crew and was delighted when Maze stole Oleander's watch as they talked. This meant Maze had succeeded in their little wager, but instead of requesting a reward, merely said Amaranth owed them a favor. Now, the party has accepted an invitation to spend the night at the Hersif estate after taking a small tour. Yeah, so let me get my music rolling. Let's do this. Yeah, so Amaranth, did you want an actual tour from her, or do you want me to just say you had it and you're good to go?
I think we're good.
Okay. So here it's loading for me very slowly. D. Because this map is enormous. And you guys are boop over here. You're on the second floor. More or less what had happened is
I didn't get your move, by the way.
You pinged it didn't.
I'm on GM layer. Jesus.
That one always gets me.
The old GM Muller.
I have a new bug to report, roll 20.
My own stupidity.
No, it's their fault. But let's see here. So Amaranth was like, all right, I'll give you a tour. And just then, Rosa had walked through the door and she went, oh, thank God. Rosie, your friends are here, and walked away. And it wasn't even like she was sick of you people. It was more she's like, this has been a lot of socializing. I would like to just catch my breath, and then I will re-engage with the folks once again.
Yeah, gotta recharge.
And she made absolutely certain to bring you to their nice little game room, where they've got a little fancy checkers/chess table, as well, of course, what you've never seen before, a red pool table.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is nice.
Gotta have it in the family colors.
Rosa,
I wonder who invented this game. They have been making bank, apparently.
I mean, it's a fun little game, and I don't know. It's certainly something that nobles can show off as well, just because you can get some.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's absolutely a noble thing. I hadn't even heard of this until, I started traveling with this group. So.
I mean, it's better than golf, which takes up so much space and is just stupid. That's just my opinion.
It's also better than croquet, which is smaller than golf, but still stupid.
I don't even know how croquet works.
You hit golf? A ball through a hoop.
Don't you remember? You pay 10 gold, you get some shrimp.
Yep. Beat me to it.
I thought that was a spell.
No, that's a real thing.
Yeah, it's very real. Embernice is like, she's like crouched down, poking her head through the door. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
She's been here for a large portion of this endeavor, but she can't really fit through the door, so she's just been kind of hanging out.
Oh, would you like to come in and join us?
I mean, I don't want to break the foundation.
He is going to cast Reduce Person.
Aw.
It's swollen.
But
And
small.
Smollen, make her medium-sized.
Oh my god, this is fucked up. I hate thinking about that.
Oh, that's so
This is fucked
wrong.
Right? It feels weird. Yeah, no, so she shrinks down. Now the thing is like, she's still a big
Oh, yeah.
person.
Mhm.
She's still probably like 6'7", 6'8". She's like Garen height. And she just like
Up there with Nash.
looks around. Oh my god, I'm small! Is still the biggest person in the house.
Have you never been reduced before? I figured that would be a pretty common solution for fire giants.
No. I mean, it isn't. I didn't think about. Shh, that was really smart, actually. Oh my
you wanna
god.
know? You wanna know a little secret? I looked
Yeah?
up that spell at the university after you came with us on the boat the other day, because I thought maybe it would happen again, and I could, I'd want to be ready.
You see her eyes just welling up. That's really nice of you. Thanks. Oh, okay, game face. Is that pool?
It is
Yeah.
cool.
Can I play?
Yeah, I bet. Have you
Yes.
ever been small enough to play here before? Probably not, I guess.
No. I've always seen it, but I've never gotten a chance to play. Rosa's like looking over like, this is really weird. I don't know if I like this, but I'm glad she's happy.
Redpath is looking over and he is smiling. It is very nice to see somebody finally, like, able to do things. It's nice to see somebody gain access to accessibility.
Yeah.
Since they passed the Leviaran Accessibility Act.
Yeah, and the nice thing about the Harrisif Estate is that it is designed for giants to even be on the second floor. It's just that some parts of the building, it's like, we kind of can't renovate them because, like, a giant's not going to fit in here either way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But they're welcome in the library and things like that. So, okay.
Yeah, take a shot at this. I'll clear out of your way.
Yeah, and
this
it's
vault
kind
over
of
the
like
back
jumping
of
into the
sofa.
deep end, but I would love to see you face off against Nash, because Nash only discovered the immense talent for pool that he had under a similar, like, really under a stressful condition. We had to play a lifetime pro, and only as a distraction while we stole his most valuable possession, and he carried it off like a champ.
And it wasn't even like a regular lifetime pro. This guy had an extended
Oh yeah,
lifetime.
multiple lifetimes pros. Anyway, yeah, Dia hands her a cue. Best of luck. I'll be rooting for you.
Oh, rad. Okay, so she immediately holds it like a baseball bat.
Right.
You don't want to use the small end.
Less
Oh.
swing, more stab, poke. Like,
Oh,
don't.
it's a spear. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, spear.
Oh, you know what? Actually, do you mind starting so I can kind of see how this works?
Yeah, okay.
Cool. I don't want to get hit.
Minnesota Nash, pool legend.
I thought maybe you were gonna hit that 3 and like start off going easy on her, but no, just going straight for the kill.
Let me get some.
Good God, your profession pool shark is plus 11.
Well, Will said I could use my strength instead of my wisdom.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, that'll do it.
Here, we'll switch to this. Because Embernice is excited to play. All right, so yeah, no surprise. You go to break this, and you immediately sink like 3 or 4 balls instantly, and they all happen to be Stripe, so way ahead in the lead. And she just like leans on the table. Okay, I think I'm picking this up. So that's good, I'd wager.
Yes, but you no do stripe. You want one with no stripe for you. Get points.
That's my army. Okay.
Your army.
Rad. Okay. Cool. And I gotta get him back to the little barracks. Yeah. Okay. Rad. Okay. She takes a deep breath. She will just use strength because she knows nothing else. She is reduced, so it's lowered by 1, meaning.
Oh, you rigged the game.
So her strength modifier now.
Still pretty
Pretty good.
good.
Yeah, well, she's a fucking giant. So you just hear this big cracking sound as the ball goes flying. And yeah, she sinks like one or two and does a big fist pump. She realizes how tall she is and like quickly looks at the ceiling to make sure she didn't punch through it, which is a common occurrence for her. Yes, dude, I am kicking ass. Okay. Sir, she gestures to let you go.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm
fucking
in a sort of
non-stop
Nash.
devastation.
Oh, this train has no brakes.
He ain't
Sinks
pulling
even
any
more.
punches.
Embernice is like, okay. Oh, geez, you guys
Damn,
weren't kidding.
I feel like Nash probably sunk all the stripes and now just has the 8-ball left.
He sure does. Absolutely. So, Embernice will try.
She's
Okay.
not keeping up though.
She's still got like 2 left at least. But like weirdly doing pretty good. You think her strength is carrying her though?
Like the balls go dun 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 dun.
Yeah, no, instead of precision, she just hits a ball and it goes for like 8 seconds, bouncing off of every wall.
It's like when you play monkey ball billiards, you just hit it as hard as possible and
You know, you
'Cause of-
turn the monkey's brain to liquid.
yeah. And then Nash, if you want to try and sink that 8-ball.
Not the save and throw button. Not
It's not that
reflex
dire.
save.
God
Holy shit.
damn. Yeah, no
Maybe
surprise.
I'll take it easy on her. Bump.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good at pool. You know, I'm playing a little bit. Embernice, no sign of being disappointed, just leans in. Oh my god, you're amazing! I mean, they already said it, but like just seeing it's cool.
Yeah, think when I first do it, it was like, whoa, what? But then got it. And
Oh.
look on Guy's face was like, what?
I
So
bet.
is your father any good at this, or is this just something he has lying around?
Rosa thinks. He's fine at it. Why? Do you want to challenge him?
God, no.
Looks at Nash.
I mean,
He just shrugs.
he's already suffered an awful lot today.
Oh
And
no.
more importantly, he's not in this room.
Yeah, I guess we could keep it that way. She takes a sip of her wine. That does sound nice, doesn't it? Embernice is like very quickly setting the balls back up, and like swishes them back and forth in the little triangle tray, because she likes the noise. Makes a good
Oh,
sound.
yeah, it is a really satisfying sound.
Yeah, she's there. Chugga 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 chugga. Oh, that's good. I could just do that. That's fun.
That's the only
Someone
thing I miss
else
about
want
having
to
a
try
pool
this,
table.
or
No, I'm good.
I'll do bad, but I'll give it a shot.
I don't really want to go the way of Remington, you know? I feel like if I lose to you at pool, that'll just be the end of me.
Yeah, why don't you break this time, Embernice?
Oh, it's called breaking. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh
at
wow,
that.
yeah, no, I bet that would appeal.
Here
Yeah,
It does.
Bernice's-
Take the first shot, see what you get.
She goes to line up the shot and then gets really self-conscious of doing too much damage, so it just hits it and like it does break apart, but it's a really bad break, and she's like, oh, that wasn't nearly as good as Nash.
Well,
Oh,
it's-
beans.
Sometimes you want to do the gentle, like it's good if you can sink one right away because you can get onto whichever one sinks more. But you also don't want to scratch on the break, which if you hit it really hard and you get the angle wrong is a real possibility.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, but you have left me a pretty nice little solid over here. Let me see if I can sink this baby. Let's see. Yeah, we're just gonna roll. I'm not gonna do any fuckery here to try and do better at pool.
the exact same good at pool.
Yeah, no, you're able to sink a couple in, and Bernice claps very loudly, very excited to be here.
Glad I picked the right time to get luck.
Okay, my turn.
Let's go.
Now we got it.
Smashes them.
Oh man! All right, I knew that wasn't gonna last.
Rosa was about to take a sip of her wine, but the crack was so loud she like shudders from like.
Yeah.
Yes, little fist pump, and you do hear a voice.
Yeah.
Come on, I could be of assistance.
You know what? Yeah. I'll deploy my secret weapon. Let's see how you can do it. So Dia switches the cue to her opposite hand. We're gonna try this one, southpaw.
Her secret technique.
I actually have the same strength modifier as a fucking fire giant.
He scratches it. He scratches it.
You watch as the pool cue starts to bury through the felt. Addis looks. Good luck.
Well, I don't know my own strength.
What's that face for, Dia? What happened?
You turned it into gopher.
Wait, hang on. It sounded like maybe it was just a smudge. She kind of feels down. No, that's ripped. That's. Oh, jeez.
Is that a new hole?
No. Oh,
I'm
man.
going for it. I'm going for it. She's still playing.
Well, she's having a good time. I'm gonna let this happen.
Rosa just takes a sip of wine again. You know, this is fine. I don't think it was that expensive.
Oh god, someone in chat brought up Nash has sewing and carpentry.
This
the
is
two
true.
skills required to repair.
I mean, yeah, you are the most qualified to fix this pool table.
That's funny.
Walks up, Oleander, pay me.
Maze glances over at the table. I don't know, that looks pretty serious. Red velvet's in short supply since they've been rationing it for cakes.
They put. This is a cake?
No, that was a joke.
What?
Red
What
Path
was-
will he will lean over and hold out his hand to Maze.
Maze looks at him like, what's the gesture? Is this a handshake? Is this a high five? What do we got?
This is a handshake.
Maze shakes his hand.
What was
You
it
get
that
one.
that Rube said, but Nash didn't say to Oleander? You think we talk you?
Were we talked to
Oh yeah,
you?
were we talk you?
Yeah.
And we weren't.
Yeah. Yeah, this just keeps on going for a bit.
Yeah, we keep hanging out.
Yeah. And then someone else walks in. You see Amaranth in a far more casual attire because we're now in evening at this point. Looks like it's her pajamas, and she has a robe. No, she does not put her hands through the sleeves of the robe. It is just resting
Of
over her
course.
shoulders.
Of course.
The style.
Of course.
She walks in and kind of tilts her head. That heat. Why is it so small? That seems so familiar. Ami, I can give you a hug finally! And just immediately picks her up and
let's
lifts her up.
go.
Amber, why is she still big, but not as big?
I used a little magic so she could come in here and play pool with us.
Oh, isn't it great, spinning Amaranth? We can, do stuff now. Wait, how long am I small? Because I don't want to suddenly get big in here.
Oh, you've got, doesn't have a watch to look at. You've got a minute per caster level, so you got 10 minutes. So probably actually you should step on out of here in the next 17 seconds.
Oh, okay. I'm really sorry. Excuse me.
Here, that's fine. I'll go with you. Here, take my seat, Amaranth.
All right. It was very nice. Thank you for the hug, Emery. Yeah, it was just.
Whoa!
Sorry. She backs up, and you
The little
hear.
gust of heat just kind of.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this was very nice. And Bernice, is this something that you would be interested in the future? Oh, like now that I know it's an option, like not all the time, because honestly, it was kind of scary. I'm not used to being that little. I haven't been that little in a long time. But it was fun. Amaranth kind of cups her chin and thinks, I'm sure I could make something. It might take some time, and because I'll need to study it and figure out a way to make it happen, but
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I just realized. Brutus could put you on his knee again and play horsey.
huh, I don't know if he'd agree to that. Maybe.
Oh, come on, you'd be so little and cute. I think you'd be overcome with nostalgia.
I'm already cute, but I guess the little factor would amplify that a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of power.
Practically
Oh, man.
speaking,
Alright, don't let it go to your head.
you probably should try and put together something. I feel like having the ability for your fire giants to turn at least slightly smaller on occasion is something versatile enough where they probably just should have that in general.
Maybe issue each of them a couple of potions of reduced person.
It's not a terrible idea. I feel like I'd need to develop an actual item. It would be more cost effective in the long run. Just
Probably
because I don't want our employees to think they can only use it during emergencies and things of the sort. I mean, very clearly that meant a lot to Embernice, and I would like to maintain that. Embernice is like, oh, sorry, the hallways are after you, sir.
Oh, I'm just looking at these flowers. These are really nice.
Oh, they are, aren't they? She like is hovering over your shoulder.
He will slyly take a flower and give it to her.
Shh. Thank you. I put it in my hair, but that might be a bad idea. Yeah. Ooh, what if she like puts it in her teeth? Ooh, fancy.
Well, now you can't talk very well.
No, it's like really small, so it's like a toothpick for me.
Uh,
She's just got this rose in her mouth and just smiling.
thanks. I hope there's no thorns on that.
I mean, she's big, probably wouldn't feel them.
It'd be like a splinter, dude. It'd suck.
For her, it's probably like a popcorn kernel.
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
So,
you know,
not
also
great, but
Yeah. Yeah. I should probably head on downstairs. And she just makes her way. And you see her, instead of going around because the hallway's a little too small, she actually just like steps over and then goes downstairs.
What's Dia looks at Nash. What's the diagnosis, doctor? Can you save him?
Maybe.
Amaranth, getting a nice little glass of wine from Rosa, turns over. I'm sorry, did someone die in here? Or dying?
No, it's
That
all...
Red Path problem, not Nashvik's problem.
Okay. So, what happened?
It's just a little scufferoo during a pool.
Ah. I would recommend fixing that quickly. I won't tell if you don't, but... Yeah, Oleander does enjoy the pool table. Rosa cocks an eyebrow. Since when? Since it's a great way to meet with nobles and just talk over something.
I would have thought he could just meet and smoke endlessly with them. Isn't that pretty much why people smoke nowadays?
I mean, not everybody smokes, though.
This is true. And not to mention, he just prefers to have people come to the comfort of his own home, because then, when he's done with the meetings, he doesn't have to go anywhere.
And also because he gets extra points from his lair actions.
Honestly. Yeah. And Redpath, you know, looking down, you see back down to the dance hall, and you can actually hear a little bit of chitty chatter. Not from there, but then what is directly below you is the kitchen. And it sounds like it's Artigan, Tabitha, and Brutus actually just chitty chatting in the kitchen.
Oh.
You do
Yeah,
also
he's-
know. Oh, yeah?
He's just looking around, making his way down there. He's kind of like taking in the sights and scoffing at the opulence of it all.
Yeah, and I think with the tour, you would have also seen that. Oopsies. That's not my reveal tool. Thanks, roll 20. You do also know that this is the library.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm tempted, but that's a later thing.
Oh, that
That's an
book's secret
everybody
as
thing.
hell. That book protected as hell in the corner.
Ah,
No checking out that one.
not yet.
Not yet. But yeah. Let's see here. And then back over where do we want to focus on? Because we got Red Path just kind of walking around.
The fuck is this?
Nash is busy taking 10 on fixing the...
Ah.
I'm not gonna roll on this and make bumps everywhere. I'm just gonna take 10.
So, Red Path, as you walk by this, you notice that it's very a plain bust is all it is on a little table. But as you walk by it, it rapidly molts to look like you.
Why did they do that?
Huh.
Amaranth also made it clear to you that when you walk past this, to make sure you say, honor the Hersif heritage, because if you don't, it will stay that shape and start yelling in your voice your identity. It's a security system.
I feel like there's a better way to accomplish this goal.
Imagine if we did sneak in here and it's like, I'm Maze Myers, an ambassador to the Silver Age.
I'm a little meow meow.
What a wacky little security
That's
system.
not true. I
Love
don't know
it.
why it said that.
He's lying. Don't listen to him.
I'll kill you.
Instead of immediately respecting it, Red Path will use it as a mirror and start checking his appearance like,
Yeah.
He's never been able to, like, reach out and tactfully touch an example of his own face that's not on him, so he's like, this is interesting.
They could
Yep.
use that to make dentures for people.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
know,
that's
do
a lot
some
of
good in the
things.
world.
no. Instead, I'll make a screaming statue. Because we're wizards.
I made a robot that screams. Why?
Why?
He's kind of looking at it and realizing now that he's got a little bit of perspective. He's like, oh yeah, we have the same jawline. Huh.
Oh.
Huh. He sadly just kind of mumbles the passcode or whatever.
Yep, honor
Takes him a
Hersif
few
heritage.
tries because he's like, what the fuck was it again? And then
Yeah, every time you're like starting it, you can see the statue going, like about to scream, and it's like, come on, you know this, and then eventually you do get it right.
Honor the hoagies of House Hersif.
Eh,
Close enough.
Yeah, and then I can warp you over to the first floor of this massive estate. You rolls, boop, and I'll ping.
Oh my god, that's hot. Why would they have that right next to the window? That's just gonna be losing heat anyway.
It's the Hersifs. They're all fire-based. What'd you expect?
Yo, is that a rad fucking sword?
It is a rad fucking sword.
I'll take a gander at that rad fucking sword.
Yeah, you actually walked past this earlier. Amaranth, Rosa didn't linger on this too much, but this is a small memorial to Gladiolus. And that is his sword, Burning Passion, as he was a magus. And I will actually reveal, as you get closer, an image appears.
Aww.
Oh.
Aww.
Yeah, he was a handsome gentleman.
Pointy.
Yeah, he's a pointy fella. He was a fancy magus. And yeah, no, the sword is just left out. It's a really elegant saber. Along the entirety of the blade are these little carvings that make it look like fire, and actually has a gold and red hue that goes through it. So as you kind of move around, you can see it shift between these colors. It's a pretty stunning weapon.
That weapon, like, that is worth more than my life, probably.
Probably.
He kind of has, like, a somber moment of pause, you know. Not gonna do anything disrespectful here. It was a dead dude. Red Pad does take note of the fact of, like, yeah, that does look like Oleander.
Yep. Same, like, cheesy smile. Except for his looks genuinely warm.
It's good-natured. He's rounder.
Yeah.
They've got the same, like, hair swoopy, backy going on, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool beans. Was there anything else that people wanted to do, or? Because we can also fast forward to the next morning, or
I can catch a quick word with Amaranth, actually.
Oh, sure.
Maze, the unexpected best friend to all hair sifts.
No, this one's not friendly conversation.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Amaranth, fuck you.
Do you want to have this conversation here, or do you like pull her aside
No,
somewhere?
Maze will approach this with all of the delicacy of an atom bomb.
Sure.
Yeah, while you two are just like hanging out, repairing the table. So about your elevator.
She kind of tilts her head up. Yes.
That's... I'd sort of like some elaboration on why that exists in the way that it does.
She nods. Obviously, it needs to remain confidential.
Right.
Right.
It just seems... I think barbaric might be the word.
That is a fair descriptor for it. Let me make this abundantly clear. None of what I say is a defense. None of what I say is meant to sway you to agree with me or not in any capacity. I'm rather mixed on it myself. This music is not fitting.
Not anymore, no.
Let's... No, that's like... Oh, where... I was too much music. There. So, my great-grandparents, Briony, was the sort of individual that wanted to always push the envelope when it came to magic, and they succeeded time and time again. If you're curious, feel free to take a look at their spell book. And one of those processes was to see how big of a portal to the plane of fire they could make, and they were radically successful by making one of the biggest in recorded history. Obviously, they closed it rather quickly because it took too much power to do, but in that short time frame, an immense amount of lava poured out, as well as rock and other minerals from the plane of fire, and part of that happened to be a chain of fire worm. Now, the moment the worm made contact with the water, it was shell-shocked to the point of hitting hibernation borderline instantaneously. And so it has remained. The reason why it has not been sent back is developing a portal large enough to do so would be exceedingly difficult. That's, again, it's not meant to be an excuse, but to try and convince the people it would be acceptable to make a portal that's nearly... God, how big would that need to be? Quarter of a mile?
It's a bit extreme, yeah.
It's a bit extreme, not to mention it's in the water. So we'd have to lift it back out. Because you can't really open a portal to the plane of fire underwater. It doesn't work great. So there's a lot of complications. And so my great-grandparents' solution was, if we can't return it, why not use it? Rosa takes a sip of wine. You know, actually hearing it said out loud is, yeah, this is kind of fucked up.
It's a little fucked up, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, it is in hibernation state. So, the best way to describe it is it's just unconscious. It's not hurting. We obviously take every precaution to ensure it is safe in that regard. Not to mention, when it did land, a lot of the lava cooled off near it as it also expels its own, which then sort of locked it into place. We would need excavators. We would need an immense amount of strength to lift it. We would need a large amount of magic just to create another portal, and then we'd have to try and throw it through.
It does sound like a logistical nightmare.
It is. I have looked into it. Please believe me when I say that. But at this point in time, I have not found a very viable solution.
It's a sticky problem. I can't really imagine there would be one. I just wanted to, since I've been made aware of it, express my distaste in the fact that it exists.
That's fair. You are completely right to believe so. Because honestly, let's be real. It's a sad smile. You're right.
I do have a side concern, though. It's in a
good.
hibernative state, but, like, it hasn't stopped aging, right? It is a mortal creature, right?
She thinks about that. Our studies have shown that while it is in a hibernative state, it also slows down the rate at which it ages. So...
Alright, because my side concern was if that thing just up and dies, you'll be out a fire portal, and a lot of people are going to be stuck down there.
She nods. Yes.
So many nobles are gonna be pissed. They're like, my money went where?
Yeah. Amaranth.
Amazon did what with my package?
And it's gone.
Kill that Bezos man!
I'm sorry. You're saying my savings is on Mars?
That's right, we're very sorry, no more questions.
Yeah. Amaranth kind of leans forward. Yeah, so... Yes, that has been a concern of mine as well. It was, when it was first brought to my attention, my immediate question was, what happened if door no work?
Not an unreasonable thought.
Turns out, whenever there's a new dragon for the Horde of House Hersif, that is the first question that is always asked. I have been taking steps to develop a more appropriate means to reach that location. I have been working very, very hard to get some excavators on the Plane of Fire to dig down in a manner to allow us another elevator there so we can warp more specifically above and then descend, still using the worm's lair because we've already developed it as much as we can, and at this point in time, I don't see the creature being able to use it properly.
No, probably not.
She kind of falls back in her chair. I should make this abundantly clear. No matter what noble family you engage with, there's always one dirty secret.
I feel like that's lowballing it.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if we could limit it to one, but...
Correct. Let me rephrase that. There's always at least one dirty secret.
Yeah. I think nobles are bad. Try royals.
Ugh. Both of them roll their eyes.
Yeah.
Girl, we got some gossip you won't believe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't generally have too much patience for hoity-toits. I'm sure you understand.
Yes. So, again, I don't want you to think I'm flippant about this or that I'm hunky-dory about the whole situation. It's just the cards that were given to us by our great-grandparents, and thanks to them, we've had to adjust.
I was just making sure that you were indeed concerned about it.
She nods. I would like to think I have, despite what my father might present, that I at least have some heart.
I would say so. I think
Good.
the only one who's really lacking is him.
Both of the sisters nod. Like, yep. Sounds about right. But I appreciate your candidness and bringing up your concern.
Sometimes
Oh,
I
go on.
wonder how he's still alive sometimes. Like, he's pretty old and he smokes like a chimney.
You talking about the worm or Oleander?
Rosa,
Yeah.
she just leans around the chair to look at you. Well, Oleander goes to the doctor very frequently, has multiple clerics to assist him with different matters. So, he doesn't need to change. He just needs to pay people.
I mean, I feel like he's burning the candle at both ends.
As Hersips
My guy
are
is
to
a
do.
fucking wax melt. What are you talking about?
I mean, he can live his life how he wants, I guess.
They shrug. Well, he can
Surely
do what he
someone
wants.
will miss him, though, right?
They think about that. Amaranth kind of cups her chin. I mean, he is still my father. And immediately turns to Rose's general direction. That does not excuse any of the things he said or done. And part of me wishes he would be better, and stupidly optimistic that maybe he would change, but...
Maybe he'll be visited by 3 ghosts.
Well, the only way...
Each of us put on sheet, go into room, scream.
Do you guys have that story in Goliath?
There is a hearty laugh from both of the Hersiff sisters, and Rosa turns over. I think the only way that he would listen to any of those ghosts is if one of them was Gladiolus.
Oh.
So.
Maybe it's judgmental of me to say that I assumed otherwise, but I'm like a little surprised and happy to hear that he would care in that case.
Oh, yes, very much so. Amaranth kind of leans on the arm of her chair. Gladiolus was going to be the next dragon of the Horde. And I was content with that. I mean, he was the eldest, and he was remarkably talented with the arcane. He understood what was necessary, and to be quite frank, his reputation with the people was outstanding. And the best part, he was able to kind of rein in Oleander. But, you know, when he was killed, everything just sort of fell apart.
Yeah.
I can imagine. You're not really supposed to outlive your children. It probably tore them up a touch.
They both nod. I mean, it doesn't help that Mother and Poppy left a while ago. So, you know, the family just kept on shrinking. And Amaranth puts up a hand. I do not fault them. It's the same reason that, honestly, Rosie, when you left, while I was sad to have you go, I was also happy to have you out of the house.
Hang
You
on,
would-
just real quick. Am I fucking crazy? I thought, didn't the mom die in the fire?
Let me double check my notes. Let me double check.
Actually, yeah, Dio was about to ask, like, oh, I didn't know people left. I thought
I was
this
under
was
the
everyone who
impression
was
that
alive.
Gladiolus was
Well,
killed in the fire, and so was the mom. Am I nuts?
Let's see here. Let me... Okay. My apologies. There were old notes I had that I was looking at, and I made modifications. Yes. Mama's dead. Poppy left. That's... Okay. There we go.
Gotcha.
That line's up.
Retcon.
Yes.
Retcon to be
Retcon.
correct.
Retcon.
Right.
So, with a couple of deaths in the family, it's... You know, it takes a toll.
He doesn't really play the part of a sad old man. Mostly just a grumpy asshole one. He's probably sad, though.
They all nod and have that kind of sad realization of, oh, he's angry because he is sad and doesn't know how to express it.
Well,
That doesn't change much because he's still a
But-
fucker.
That's not really a problem we're qualified to fix, though.
Yeah. And nor, let me make this clear. Very thankful that you would even have that consideration cross your mind. That's not your problem, nor should it ever be. But genuinely, thank you. Don't. Just don't.
Now he seems like a lost cause for our purposes. It's just with our line of work, it's important to make connections where we can, and he would be a nice person to have on good terms, but
Amaranth just kind of smiles and thinks, well, you at least have us. I mean, I'm essentially while technically I am not the head of the Hersif family, I am currently, temporarily, the head of the academy. I am the dragon of the Horde of House Hersif, and at this point in time, I could be playing a very large part in security for Leviara. So...
Oh yeah, you're no slouch, don't get me wrong.
yeah, I'm going to be very, very busy for a while.
You sure you can handle all that?
I have many helpers, like Embernice and Brutus. With Rosie here as well, I'm optimistic that it will be fine. And again, the big thing with being in charge of the academy being a temporary thing, and of course the council present, it should be all right. Just kind of deflates a little bit.
Well, best of luck to you then.
I appreciate that. But, oh, while I'm thinking of it, she turns. You notice that her Amaranth's gaze, like, switches between Nash and Dia, like, kind of thinking for a moment, and then locks on to Nash. She goes, Dia, you wanted the...
Yep.
Orb. Oh, sorry, Dia. You wanted the orb. I'm seeing heat signatures, but there's also a fire in here. Sorry. You wanted something recharged, right? I'd be more than happy to provide a little arcane assistance.
Oh, yeah, I certainly wouldn't turn it down. I think this thing normally runs on, well, we got some ectoplasm. I'm trying to remember was it ectoplasm or something adjacent to that?
Yeah,
that
it's more or less ectoplasm that would work. Amaranth stands up. Actually, I can trust you at this point. Come with me. We can go to my lab.
Your ghost attic?
No, I don't have a ghost attic, but I have many little components to assist me with various productions. And you see her clicky-clack away with her cane, walking very, very confidently through these halls.
She heads up. Dude, she's inviting me to her laboratory.
Girls' night.
Night.
Right this way.
Ooh, very well kept in here.
Thank you. To my understanding, it's very well organized. Let's see. She puts her hand on this big stone door, and then a moment later, like a burst of fire, and the entire door with like all these veins that look like magma light up, and then the door fully opens.
Will, taking this opportunity to show off all the bullshit we would have had to deal with if we wanted to steal shit from here.
Sure am. I made it. I might as well show it.
Yo, nice hot tub, girl.
Yeah, there is this big pool of magma that's present. And
No.
I mean, it would be lava here.
Immediately.
Right.
Shut up.
Cool little fun fact. Take 40 damage.
Turk 20 damage.
Turk 20 damage.
It steps in and immediately has a little like because the first thing Aram thought of when I saw this room is it reminded me of the room where we found the like molten red rot underneath the house. It's got a very similar setup.
Yeah, she. One of the things that you notice as well in this room is that all of the walls are lined with obsidian. It's very different from the rest of the building. And on top of that, there are all these beautiful little red magical runes. It doesn't take a lot of arcane knowledge to realize, because you've encountered this multiple times, this is probably another teleporting prevention thing. So you can't just warp in here, because otherwise there could be a really bad thing that happens. But she comes down to these southern shelves, and there are literally hundreds of little vials and components, some of which are worth like hundreds to thousands of gold. She does also have just like platinum and
Bars
gold.
of-
Yeah. For as you can see, smithing. It looks like because she can heat things up so much that she can just hold them and shape them. And so she goes along and she pulls out once again that little glass, kind of shot glass shaped thing, and runs it across the shelves, and out loud you can hear ingredients being read out loud. And then finally, one reaches out, ectoplasm. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay.
This is my brother's.
She
Yikes.
hands you the jar. I don't use this component very often, so if you need all of it, I'm happy to share all of it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Wow, man. This is like... Oh, I guess this is what money will do for you. I would love to have a setup like this.
It is a nice little setup. This was Brianny's, and then it was my mother's, and then, of course... Or no, not my mother's, it was my grandmother's. And then it was Oleander's, and then it's become more or less mine after Gladiolos passed.
Hmm. Was that, she points at this. Did, I assume you really use weapons yourself. Was that, more something that he would get up to in here?
Yes, it was definitely more my brother and my grandmother who dabbled in the actual weaponry. It was actually a tradition for a long time for the Hersifs to smelt a weapon for their betrothed instead of a ring.
That's so romantic.
Isn't it? It's very fun. I've been making an axe for a while now. It's coming along, I suppose, but...
Does that mean you have a betrothed?
She shakes her head. No, but it's always good to be prepared. I don't want to be under pressure when I need to make something.
I'm making a wedding.
I love how she is
wedding
preparing.
axe, you know.
She's preparing for the idea that she will have a shotgun wedding. Just like, if I meet the right guy, we're gonna get married immediately, and I need the axe ready.
For the time that you've been worked with Amaranth, it's very clear that she is the sort of person that wants to be prepared. And if something can be done now, why would we not just do it now?
It kind of hurts the symbolism a little bit if you just had this at the ready.
It's supposed to be like you make the weapon for the specific person. What if the person you want to marry isn't an axe person? What if they're more of like a bardish?
Oh, they're
kind
gonna
of
be an
person?
axe person.
She
Gonna
does
work out.
She does cup her chin, and thinks, I have been told a few times by multiple people that this process is not very thoughtful. I think it's very thoughtful that I even thought of it. But to my understanding, it is not very sentimental, which is agreeable.
It's very thoughtful in the thinking ahead and being prepared respect, yes.
Right?
But I think I would have to agree with popular opinion there. It does seem like this is the kind of thing you'd want to really personalize and deliver some kind of, meaning with. I'm gonna write a dissertation for my girlfriend.
Oh, that sounds very fancy.
I don't think we're getting, I don't know about marriage, whatever. That's yeah. But no. We're gonna have a good time. We like reading together, and I am going to write something for us.
Oh, that's so sweet. See, now that you say that, that does sound far more sentimental than I made this 2 years ago. And honestly, I haven't even finished it yet. And the big reason is that the design has never really clicked with me. I've tried swords, I've tried spears. So maybe they do have the right idea that I need to wait. but I don't want them to wait, you know?
I think I understand. But if you find, the right person, surely they're not gonna mind. I don't think you'd want to marry someone who was like, well, I was feeling this, but I've been waiting on this axe for like 2 weeks, so I think I'm outie.
Well, I mean, she kind of leans on the table. That actually, that could be beneficial. I could weed them out.
Mm-hmm. Litmus test.
You're a thinker, Dia. Yes. Duly noted. Well, I mean, what do you want it? She just gestures to the axe. Not for marriage, obviously.
Oh, sure. I don't really wield weapons myself. It is a lovely piece, and I'm sure I can find someone to give it to who will really appreciate it. But also, are you sure? I mean, we just happened to wander in here. I don't want you to give me something that you spent a lot of time on just because I happen to be the person in line of sight.
Walking down the hall, Oleander, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't worry, Dia. You're not in line of sight. That's not a concern.
She
so to speak.
So to speak. She lightly puts a hand on the axe. I mean, I don't think it's a concern of, oh, here, take my garbage, but I've been indecisive.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It's been a thing of, I've been indecisive of its design for a long, long time, so maybe it just needs to leave, and I start over when I do have the right person. Obviously, I'm not actively looking, because Jesus, I'm busy right now.
Yeah, I know. You seem like you're, right now, already married to your job, your several jobs.
I don't want that to be what I am truly tied down to, though. I do like the idea of dating, though. I've been pretty miserable at it, to be quite frank. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of vomiting my thoughts out. I don't know why.
I love seeing this side of you.
But, well, think on it. Is there anything else that you needed while we're in here? I mean, she gestures. I have plenty of magical scrolls.
Oh, gosh.
That could be used to write on if there's anything you wanted to prepare. I have some... I don't want to lend out too many, but I have some rift crystals from the plane of fire.
You just have those?
Yeah,
I just have one. I'm still carrying around the fire rift crystal I got at fucking Toter's Tower.
You haven't used that for something?
We needed it!
No.
I will... if you're willing to set me loose in here, I will go at this like a wild animal.
Yeah. Obviously, if you do want to take anything, please ask.
Oh yeah. No. Not gonna take anything. I'm not gonna mess up your stuff. I'll put everything back where I found it, but yes, I would love to look around.
Please tell me what's with the spoon.
You don't know.
Ah! Dia, ask about the spoon!
No, too late. Cool axe.
Dia's bored at spoons.
Dia is to spoons as Maze is to peppers.
Yeah.
That's how you ladle the lava into the horde of House Airsif with the
Just one spoonful at a time.
Honestly, the first thing I thought of with this axe is like, oh man, I wonder if there's any way to smelt it onto my platinum arm.
God,
But
I'm such a freak.
But I can't give up a set of digits in favor of an axe. I mean, I could go I could go the fucking Evil Dead route, but I don't really want to right now. It's the kind of thing, oh man. Molten metal, a lot of fun possibilities. If I could have an arm that could be an arm, but could also be an axe. Not something I can do with that garden variety shape-shifting.
I already kind of do that.
Yeah, I know. It seemed up your alley. That's why I thought of it.
I wouldn't describe it up my alley, but it is a thing I can do.
I don't have any way to give this to you, but honestly, you'd be the first person I would think of.
I don't want it.
Your proposal has been denied.
Yeah.
Too much like the bad old days.
Too much like now. I've been a weapon for a very long time, dear. I'm trying to stop. But I appreciate the consideration, genuinely. I don't
this-
get many gifts.
Maybe this spoon instead.
A spoon?
Holy fuck!
Hold the spoon.
Your right hand just picks it up.
Out of curiosity, is there anything of note about this spoon?
You're gonna
Or is it a-
identify the spoon before the axe.
Is it a magic spoon?
It does appear to be a magic spoon.
Oh my god, can I make a spellcraft check to understand spoon enchantment?
You absolutely can.
What did she enchant the
Spoon lore.
with?
Let's see here.
You get what you wanted after all.
Okay. This is known as a sustaining spoon.
Oh yeah! Lovely.
Yeah. It
Oh, the gruel spoon.
Oh no.
but here's the thing. This one's of a higher quality.
Okay.
Because you rolled high enough, it looks like it can, like, when it's placed, as long as it goes into a bowl, a can, or a jar, what have you, it will always come up with whatever soup you are thinking of.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's better.
Yeah, she's like, man, for a second I thought this was your garden variety sustaining spoon, and I was just thinking, why? Why would you subject yourself? I know it's like, if it's a late nights kind of thing, nice to have unlimited food on hand, but you have a giant kitchen and some serving staff, like, get real food, girl.
Why make spoon unless you want secret soup? Like it's not allowed.
Ah.
How scandalous.
I wonder.
No.
Can you cup your hand? Can you cup your hand for a second, Addis?
Sure.
He's gonna see if she puts the spoon down into Addis's cupped hand. Does that count? Can she have soup?
You know what? Here, let me roll an Amaranth spellcraft check to
How
see.
advanced is
Count
this spoon?
as this as a container.
Yeah,
Hands can
alright.
contain
What is
things.
what is Addis soup? What is Dia's brain soup?
All right, so this is her like craft magical item check. Let's see here. I will say it like half works, like you, because I feel like it needs to be a high roll because this is just
yeah,
a
Wasn't
hand.
made for this.
And so like you put it in the cupped hand and pull it out, and like you get some liquid, but like 2 pieces of corn and like a
Ew.
weirdly large carrot, and you're like, oh, that didn't.
Whoa, okay, no, I was hoping for a nice warm tomato or something. That, ugh.
Oh, that did not work. Don't put it back.
No, she walks over and flings them into the lava.
Yeah.
Oh, ah.
The chain of fire. Finally, food.
Hmm.
A single corn for me.
On the other hand, the broth.
Carrots delectable.
On the other hand, that broth didn't look too bad. Dia licks the hand.
Ew.
I feel like you shouldn't put the spoon in your mouth.
No, I mean, oh wow, yeah. What will that do?
Do you try?
No.
Sure.
No.
What soup are you thinking?
She was hoping for / imagining like a nice tomato bisque.
Okay, so you put it in your mouth, and
Yeah.
like instantly your mouth is like overfilling with tomato bisque.
And it's probably pretty hot.
Yeah, it's soup that's
It's
too
also
hot.
very hot. So like you open your mouth and just like spill tomato bisque on the floor.
Into the lava again. Oh, okay, no, don't use it that way, apparently. Yikes. Tasted pretty good, though.
Can you believe we are humanity's hope?
That's what every character thinks about us.
All right. Enough clowning around. There's a whole private library here to feast upon.
All right.
And so she will.
Yeah. Here, let me beep, beep, beep. Come back over. I was loading stuff.
But what about the axe?
I mean, she didn't agree to give it to me. I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take the spoon either, for that matter. Dia kind of wipes it off on her cloak and sets it back.
Yeah, and I assume you do prestidigitation because there is like
Yeah,
it looks like a murder scene almost.
Also, not for nothing. It sounded like she very much would just give you that axe.
I mean, if I asked for it, probably yes. I wanna. All right. What is the axe? I'll see if I can identify how she has enchanted this axe.
Yeah, give me a doodly do, a crafting check, or not a craft check, but okay, that's good enough.
Spelling craft.
You know that this is what she has apparently been calling it. It's very simply known as the Smolten Axe. Here I will link it. It's a +2 flaming hand axe that when you throw it and an enemy fails a reflex save, it actually melts around their feet and entangles them.
That's cool.
And then it just does burning damage. Obviously, you then don't have an axe. You have to go pick it up, but it reforms itself after being used.
You know, I'm not proficient with this, but I could probably throw it as well as any random object.
Yeah.
I will contemplate whether I want to ask her for the axe.
Yeah. For you three in here, Amaranth like pokes her head in. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go take a bath. If you do need anything, please let me know.
Of course. Well,
Okay.
We'll come a knocking if we need you.
Much appreciated.
Nash want bath first. Move.
You think he's that mean? He's never.
Quick.
Are we
quick
gonna
question.
confirm whether Nash succeeded in preparing the pool table?
Yeah,
I'm
Nash.
going to-
Oh, that's right. You were.
10.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, so like take 10 is just like an automatic roll to 10. So like plus 11 carpentry, plus 8 sewing. It's probably good enough.
Yeah,
Probably.
no, it works peachy keen.
He won't notice. Quick question. I feel like we maybe have touched on it before. So like the other hair sefs, they seem to sort of more lean closely to emanating heat because that's just how they do.
Yes,
Is Rosa the opposite and emanate cold?
that is correct.
All right.
Her being
fantastic.
present, she is like a living air conditioner.
All right. I was wondering about that. Maze is going to bring that up. Huh. I thought I was the only one who could be ambiently cold.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can move. I don't want to freeze you out.
No, I barely feel it. I'm a walking corpse, man. But
Right. And
Levy
Nash,
are too hot for me, so pretty
it's-
good sit here.
it is a little warm for myself as well.
I'm actually curious though. Can I take your hand a second?
Sure. And she makes sure to give you her right hand that is not burned.
Yeah. Yeah, Mace is just curious if she is like particularly cold more than someone who is just, not really alive.
Yeah, so when you take her hand, it's not like ice cold, but it's definitely chilly. And you notice that like more to the tips of the finger, they get colder.
Huh. That's something else.
Yeah, it's not great for dating. So,
I don't really feel it that much. You just need to find another walking corpse.
well, I'll hit up the graveyard later, I guess.
We know a guy for that.
Yeah.
I'm sort of curious as to why that is, though. You all just seem to emanate your element.
Well, our bloodline is incredibly potent for the arcane. More notably with someone like Amaranth, because she's a sorcerer. That's the weird thing. We're all different casters. Gladiolus was a magus. My Amaranth is more of a sorcerer. I'm sorcerer-esque, but I came out wrong. And then Poppy is more like an arcanist. So.
And you're all just... You've got so much magic gunk swimming around in you, it makes you emanate cold and heat, huh?
Yep.
Magic's something else, too.
She shrugs. It's different for every family. I mean, there's plenty of other spellcasters who maybe lean towards a very specific type of magic, but it's not their sole form of magic, so they are more normal. I mean, there's some folks that... Take, for example, to my understanding, this has been kiboshed a couple of times, but rumor has it that the Ladus used to be very good at ice magic. But they aren't cold themselves, to my understanding. So, shrugs.
That is interesting. Come to think of it, Maze looks at Rose's hair. Everyone else in your family has highlights. Just ambiently, I would imagine.
Yeah. So, my mother had red hair. And that seems to have kind of stuck with everyone in some capacity, except for me. It's supposed to be the embers of the hair sifts. But I have none.
I think it... Maze cocks his head, looks at Rosa. I think the red accent would spoil your look anyway.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't mind it, and if I really wanted it, I could just go chat with the Dulanes and get some highlights, but I like this monochrome look I got going on here.
It's part of your brand now.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like you're very much the same boat as me, so...
Yeah, no, highlights aren't really my thing either.
Well, why have highlights when we're the highlight, huh?
Now we're talking.
Okay,
There was like hesitation of like, was that good? I don't know.
Okay, but look on Dia Redpath face, you come out with highlight.
Oh, I think that would be worth it for exactly that moment. Even though I can't exactly look at them myself, I would just know that I still have it.
You could always try it.
I think I'm good.
Fair enough. I'm not going to press you to do anything.
No, I was already offered the last time I got a haircut. Much to their disappointment, as it turns out.
I see. Yeah, how was that? Did you actually get a direct haircut from Armella?
No, I got waterboarded by the matron of the Lionhearts, which was just great.
Oh. Well, people normally pay extra for that, so good for you.
I would not pay extra for that.
Well, it sounds like you did, because you got it.
Yeah, I got it all right.
She just smirks, takes a little sip from her wine.
You're fun. I like you.
There is a genuine pause from her. Oh. Thank you. I think you're fun too. Like, you get the feeling that was a total sideswipe for her.
Sucker punch.
Yeah.
A brief pause. The "you're fun" was returned. Oh. Wasn't expecting that either. Ponder. So you fixed the table, Nash?
Yes, I fixed table.
Oh, thank you so
He
much
just
for
leans
that.
forward. You both fun. You both fun. Both be fun.
Oh.
Patch table.
Can I just say, I love this room right now. Y'all are great. She takes both of your hands and just shakes them. This is nice. I'm having so much fun in my house for the first time in years. Sorry, that got really sad. I'll be quiet.
Now you've earned it. You got treated like dirt for a while. I don't think that's a secret at this point.
Haha.
Maze takes a bottle and pours himself a drink. How's about cheers to less bad times?
And making new good times.
Tink.
Tink.
Holds up the empty cup, Tink.
Tink.
He wants to feel involved, but he can't drink.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! I just realized honor Hersive Heritage. Jesus, that was close. Sorry. I just realized
Bottles?
that's the bottles are a trap.
Oh.
Essentially, if we don't say that when we get too close to the bottles of wine after a certain period of time, all of the corks fire at the same time.
Why? Why?
Shrugs. Wizards.
Why make this?
Why make this?
Every time Nash runs into something stupid with magic, his first thought is, why make this?
Wait a minute. That's not the head of the Harseth family. That's Kevin McAllister.
Oleander in his younger days. What a stinker.
Wait, I'm confused. They fire the corks, and is that it? Are the bottles just full of wine that then spills out and is ruined forever?
Yeah.
Are the corks fired with, like, bullet speed?
Yes.
Okay, so they at least harm you like a trap should.
Yeah, so you get hit by all the corks, and then there's wine on the ground, which then you need to make a reflex save to avoid tripping.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Oh my God.
Listen, this was a whole thing you could have done. You could have done this.
Your
He
father
had
is an
to put in
insane
traps
person.
somehow.
Yeah, that one was made by Oleander, actually. She sips the
Listen,
wine.
give Oleander one more dead kid in a few more years. He's gonna turn into a goddamn Winchester Mansion bullshit.
I love Mousetrap. But yeah. Let's see here. Where do we want to jump to? Because I also don't want people to feel like they're landlocked into the Harseth estate. Like if people wanted to venture forth and everything like that.
We were just enjoying the vibe for a bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've gotten what I wanted out of here.
Yeah, and that's not a pressure to leave either. This is just letting folks know that we don't have to be here the whole time.
Right.
I'm happy to. I don't give a shit.
I think, well, I'd be interested in just seeing real quick what are the highlights of the library, especially the Indiana Jones Forbidden Book over here.
Oh yeah, we should absolutely touch on that at least.
Yeah. We have not seen Redpath in a while. Is there anything you wanted to do, Redpath?
Oh, he's gonna bother the people in here, see what they're all up to.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I will ping. Boop,
Yeah, ping harder. I was moving.
boop.
Thank you.
Knock, knock.
Oh, that's, I'm terribly sorry. Excuse me. And he immediately opens the door for you.
Thank you.
You dismissal! Ah!
Don't you know? Teleports you to the plane of water.
Haha, suck shit. I win. I'm a good guy.
Brutus.
You come in. He says none of that. But he does do it.
Anyway, none of that happens.
Except for all the parts that did. But you come on in, and Tabitha and Artigan are cutting vegetables together, and you see Tabby like, no, you, my God, you are just holding that entirely wrong. Oh no, really? Can you show me again? Yeah, oh right, here you go. And she's like gripping his hand and showing, see, it's like this motion. Oh, see, I was just doing it wrong the whole time. Thank you so much.
Redpath's just sitting there like, he tried this on me.
Yeah,
I taught him, you shithead.
You've absolutely seen this before, and Artigan locks eyes with you, and you know this point is saying, don't say shit, Red.
So what are we making in here? What's going on?
Oh, well, I thought it would be very nice. She lets go of Art again, and Argan's like, ah, shit. I thought it'd be really nice to make just a big old stew. Just because it's a nice hearty meal. It's really easy to just get ready to go and put away.
Good
so,
leftovers. Yep.
Yes. And Brutus was kind enough to be here.
Yes, I thought it'd be exciting to see how
His
this whole thing
emotional
works.
support. The kitchen is very taxing.
It is, and that's why I thought it'd be very useful for me to be present, ensure that everything goes hunky-dory.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, Brutus, instead of just the two of us. He like clicks his tongue a couple times.
You know,
But,
you can't just ask her out on a date, so she's not working, you know.
The two look at each other, and Artican like slowly turns over.
I'm sure you
to-
would prefer that, yes, Tabitha?
Yes? I've been a little annoyed how fucking coy you are. Oh. Well, would you? I'll have to think about it. Yes, it sounds lovely. But I want to get this done first, and you to work on your manners, and like pokes him with a spoon.
Here, let me pick up his slack.
Oh, God bless. Another real chef. Oh, wow. Yeah, if you want to give me a cooking check.
Woo!
Like, you even if you roll a natural one, like, this is your thing, you can't fail, but this is just to see. Yeah, no. Tabitha, everyone is actually thoroughly impressed, and Artigan decides to, like, lean up against the wall. Yeah, that's red for you. Guy is a wizard with his hands. He's,
No,
he's
I'm
a
not
good-
like a cleric.
Oh, look at you. Cute.
Funny joke.
Yes, I thought it was very funny. I enjoyed that. Tabitha just claps. Well, this cut down a lot of time, pun intended. Wow, thank you so much, Redpath. This is lovely.
No problem.
Let's see here. So, what? I guess, actually, she gestures. Would you like to lead the way? I'd hate to get in your way. You seem so efficient.
Oh, no, I'll just, you just direct me. I don't want to mess up your whole recipe and flow you have
Oh,
going
no.
on here.
I insist. I've been cooking this the same way for years. So if you're able to
Oh.
spice it up, I'd love to see.
Oh, I see. You need the evening off. I understand. Okay.
I didn't want to. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pass the buck.
Listen,
That's-
lady, do it. Go ahead. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much.
Also, right, your name is Tabitha, yes? I didn't get a proper introduction.
Oh my goodness, where are my manners? I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm Tabitha.
Nice to meet you. I'm Redpath. You might have heard of me.
I have. It's been brought up multiple times. Oleander has mentioned a few times. That you are
Oh
rather
man, what has he said?
Well, if you must know, and you didn't hear it from me, he has mentioned time and time again of how sassy you can be.
I'm just stating what's true.
She shrugs.
I don't
Well,
try to be. I just say what I think.
And honesty is important.
Brutus puts
Exactly.
a finger up.
Yes, puts a finger up.
Oh yes, that's my little not a catchphrase, but my catch gesture.
One finger. The Columbo finger.
The one finger up in the air. Ah, excuse me. But yes, it's been brought up a couple of times as well of just your I know earlier before the meeting discussing your activities at the Horde of House Hersif. Congratulations on that. I don't know all the details, and she puts her hands up. Don't tell me. I don't think I'm supposed to know all
No,
of
you're
them.
not supposed to know. You're better off not knowing.
But I know the evening of the success of your endeavor, Amaranth was absolutely heated. She went to her personal library or her personal study because she knew it would restrain the heat she was producing. And even then, the walls were glowing. So, bravo, I guess.
Has nobody in this family seen a therapist?
I don't know.
I feel like with the, with the abundance of gold they have lying around, they could really afford one or two or maybe even one for each of them.
Artigan kind of crosses his arms. Yeah, but you got to convince them that they need it.
Well, you know, you could just say it's the latest posh thing to do. They'd fall right for it. Like, can you imagine if the Lionhearts started going to therapy?
That sounds like it'd be
become
pretty...
all the rage.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure.
Someone could have been spared an awful lot of trouble.
Oh.
Yeah, it definitely could be worth mentioning. But I ain't gonna do it. I get paid to move a boat.
How's that going, by the way? You like that
Oh.
more than the whole doctor thing?
I wouldn't say I like it more than the doctor thing, but, you know, it's nice not always having people's lives in your hands. You know?
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Because, like, with cooking, I could fuck up at any minute and just poison the whole lot, you know?
Tabitha's like, do you want my help again? Just checking. Not doubting your capabilities, but I don't like the idea of poison being...
I'm not poisoning everyone. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Okay. I just like to make sure.
I mean, as long as the meat's been cured properly, there's no way I can
Oh, of
fuck this
course.
up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we take many precautions to ensure everything is hunky-dory for the Harrison family. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Redpath. I appreciate this. It's nice to have a little breather. I should make it clear. I love working for the Hersifs. I am paid exceedingly well. Amaranth is so gentle and so polite to me, as well as Rosa. You know, I really enjoy my time here. It just gets busy sometimes.
That's good. I am glad that you have a job that suits you well.
Me too. I actually worked at the Horde for a little bit, and I still dabble occasionally. I'm a part-time accountant, if necessary.
Oh, okay. Desk job.
But I honestly get a little stir-crazy. You know, it's fun for a little bit, well, as fun as numbers can be, and helping people figure out their finances, of what sort of home they can afford, whatnot. Oh, but you just sit there for so long. I like being able to just get up and move.
Yeah, couldn't be me. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Brutus just thinks, yes, that's right. You've never actually been... How far into the Horde have you been? Just in the back rooms, the small vaults. I don't need to go any further, and I have no interest of going further. That makes me a target for information. Thank you very much. I will be content being the pleasant maid who also knows numbers well. Fair enough.
Redpath is enjoying this moment of being around normal people in a normal kitchen.
Yeah, no shit.
This is like... This is so quiet and still. This is like his element. You know, usually kitchens are a bit louder with people running and screaming and shit, but like...
Yeah. It's like the general vibe in this kitchen is very much like Artigan will have a little side comment and Tabby will call him out immediately now that she's aware of like, oh yes, we are going to be dating soon. Good. I can be in charge a little bit. And Brutus is just like, I love being here, and that's kind of his energy, and that's it.
I love equal company. This is lovely.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! I think he got the point.
It's that voice, isn't it? I think that enemy got the point. You tell him, Archibald.
You tell him, Brutus. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a pleasant, quaint time. Is there anything else that you wanted to do with these cool cats?
Not especially, I don't think. I think he's just kind of chilling, happy to be here.
Nice. Here, let me change the music a little bit because we've been listening to this one for a while.
It's been good, yeah.
What?
Oleander boots down the door. I want my midnight brownies!
Where my cookie?
Where's my cobbler?
Where's the cobbler?
You fuck right off.
Yeah, you're able to walk around the library and take a peeky poo.
Yeah, mostly just, you know, just doing an initial, like, Ooh, yeah, what's the most interesting stuff on these shelves? Running a finger along the spines, looking at everything. The books, scrolls, whatever. I mean, if she has time, she might even hang out and, like, copy a few spells down, but
I mean, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, if we're spending the day, but,
Yeah.
that can be an off-screen thing.
Yeah, if you're spending the night here, I would be totally down to allow you to record a couple of spells. The only stipulations is that at least one spell that you learn should be fire.
Fire!
Yep.
Yeah. Fine by me. And, was this?
I think
Yeah.
after a while, just real quick, I think after like the stew is boiling and all that, Redpath will come up and just start like ambling around the library and hanging out with Dia.
Here, I'll move you up there now. Just because I feel like in the time frame of her talking with Amaranth and things like that. So, boop. You are here now. Yeah. So Redpath had just walked in and was like, "Oh Jesus, what are you doing?" And I'll move Addis. He doesn't need to be here right now.
He can be here if he wants to.
I mean, if you really want him, I can bring him back.
That's about what he wants.
I think Addis is like, "Oh, books," and then bails. He was intrigued by the spoon, but that's gone now.
Yo, Addis, guy after my own heart. Yeah, fuck this play.
Yeah. But looking at this, it is encased in glass. There are multiple runes around it, and the book being left open is indeed old. You notice that it's actually got a little bit of ash on it, and it's singed, and even on the edges of the paper, there is this light orange hue from it as small embers keep trailing off of it. This is a powerful wizard book. And a little plaque says, the spellbook of Briony Hersif.
That's what I thought it might be.
Yep.
Wow. They had a sense of style.
No glitter pens to be found here.
No.
I mean, no one said that. There might be one
No, this
around.
is old
Here.
school. This is old school.
I will just do that.
Oh.
Oh.
This looks no, yeah. The my first instructor had one that looked like this, the real classic wizard feel.
Is that something that you like customize over time? do they sell like blank versions of them at like shops and arcane stores and things, or is it you gotta make it from scratch? How does that work?
Well, any book works. There doesn't have to be anything special about the parchment. The ink tends to be for copying down the actual instructions for the spells and the incantations and such. We do use special ink. Yeah, it's expensive. And I don't know, I'm not sure of the underlying magical science there. All I know is it's supposedly not just a point of pride. You do really need the proper stuff to get the spells to, like, she kind of taps the side of her head, like, stick.
To stick, yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah, you can start with anything, but a lot of people, if they stick with it, because goodness knows there's a lot of failed would-have-been wizards who couldn't stick with it for the long run for one reason or another. But if you get far enough, most people choose to really make it a statement about themselves. You rebind it, emboss, you throw on, like, some people really feel the need to have a big fancy lock on there or something.
That's yours?
Oh, sure. Yeah, she takes it out. I can't remember to what extent I described it when Dia and Delicate were swapping spell books. But
This is the spellbook that does have glitter pen in it.
yes. No, it's definitely got that vibe.
The cover's like Lisa Frank.
Yeah!
This fucking rainbow.
It's predominantly purple and silver. It's like silver embossed, purple binding, and then yes, lots of shiny things and color added to it on top. Yeah, you can
How long have
tell.
you been working on this?
Oh, man. When did I get this?
Can
This
you run out
one-
of room? Like, what happens if you run out of room?
She shrugged. Add more pages or get another one.
Huh,
You're
volume 2.
it gets really cumbersome to carry around more though. You can also wizards with hundreds of pages of spells. If you don't want to lug around something that's the size of a dictionary, they do make you know how the maze has the bag of holding. They do
Yes.
make what you could call a book of holding, where you can have more pages than the weight should allow. Those are damn
Could you imagine,
convenient.
like, an infinitely spreading, like, pamphlet almost? Huh.
And yeah, she flips from the beginning. Yeah, the early
Oh,
days.
your writing was so corny.
My cantrips, my level
Why
1
did you do
spells.
stars for the eyes?
Why don't you?
It
Think
takes so
about
much
it.
time.
This thing needs to last. This is not just a book. This is a statement of philosophy.
Oh my
Okay.
god, you must have been like a teenager or something.
I was. Oh man, my handwriting was honestly better back then. I spent, the first couple spells when that's all I had. Man, I spent hours on every single page here. I wanted it to be perfect.
She wants it to be perfect, and she writes it with eyes with stars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes it
Glitter pen-
perfect.
If
That
glitter
makes-
pens were available, God.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, she flips past a page that has a croc-a-wolf doodled in the margin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been building up for that for years.
Yep.
Where did that even start?
It's, I guess probably around the time I set off on my little trek around Goliath. I just thought it would be... It's such a cool idea. Once you can if you can combine two things, you can combine any number of things. And if you can combine any number of things, then you can make any number of new things, you know? It's weird to say it like this, but that whole thing's almost like an ideal, like a statement of principle. If Croc-a-Wolf, then anything.
I see. It's your baseline.
Two, just, simplest, what could be simpler? Two cool-ass animals, two great tastes that taste great together. She shuts it. Now this, on the other hand, I bet if I could look inside that, you'd see absolute hardcore traditionalist wizard stuff. I bet you got runes. Man, there might even be like I could see having based on all this nonsense she gestures around, I could see them like Briony having put enchantments in the book to like curse people who read it if they weren't authorized to. That seems like something they would have done. They have this sitting here, like, I mean, I guess it's a family heirloom.
Yeah.
Point of pride, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book is actually left open. And you do notice that on the glass, if you're so curious, you can actually like swipe and it'll actually flip a page to just show you the rest of the book if you're
Okay.
curious.
So it's not in any way discouraging people from reading it, just no
Touching it.
touchy.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things of like, even in this state, it would be difficult to transcribe any spells from it. This is meant mostly to be like, look at how cool our ancestors' spell book was, and in case of emergency, we'll use it.
Yeah.
And it'll fall apart.
Yeah, and if you're even curious, the thing I had linked, it does actually have the spell list
Oh,
for a couple
wow.
of the pages.
She flips through, gets to the end. The Hairsif Hail Mary.
Hang on. What?
Holy hell.
Ooh.
Yeah, you have no idea what the hell that does.
Oh man.
My bet is meteor.
I think she kind of squints. I think if I had like a whole night, I could figure out what this spell's supposed to do. But oh boy, I bet there's only a handful of wizards in the entire world who'd be able to cast it.
Huh.
Someday. Taps the glass forlornly.
Huh. I don't... Explode Head is in there.
Oh yeah, look at that!
Redpath kind of gives her like a... kind of look, like... Thinking about Explode Head after the
Wow,
past
that is
few
Yeah.
weeks,
just
he's
explode
like...
head. That's just what the
Hmm.
spell is called. I thought you were using that as a term of
No.
not endearment. No, it's just called explode head. Okay.
And at one spell level over, invisible gymnastics.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, there's just a real-ass spell called Explode Head.
I mean, not every wizard's creative.
Ooh,
Is
elemental.
that
The text
something...
on explode head.
Is that not something that we should look into? Like, that's a little suspicious, yeah?
I think there's a pretty far line to draw from the presence of that spell in this spell book to Armella Dulaine. I mean, we know she studied at the university, but to be honest, I haven't actually seen this spell written down in a physical spell book before, but I knew of it. I think it's more than one wizard has used that in their day.
Hmm.
That being said, I think if we're leaving for the woods tomorrow, I'm assuming, or soon anyway.
If I can give a recommendation from a health and well-being point of view, tomorrow is a bad idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, our bodies are not going to be very thankful if we go for what is literally days on end and then possibly, fall down into a rabbit hole that could be days, if not weeks or months, because we have no
I
idea what we're stepping
suppose
into.
that's true. Well, in any
This
case...
isn't even me just asking for a day off because I'm whiny. This is me saying that.
No,
the
as long as you're
exhaustion-
offering me a day off as well, then I'm here for it.
Hmm.
That being said, regardless of when we're going, you do raise a good point. I hope Armella has had some time to calm down because we really do need to hear more of her story, and she was not in any condition to provide it the other day.
No, certainly not.
I don't want to go back to the Lurie estate and find that, I don't know, that she had her own head exploded somehow, or I don't know, a revenant jumped out of a bag of holding and blew her up. We've had plenty of incidences in the past.
That is pretty in line with our luck, but that's essentially my plan first thing in the morning. I'm just leaving from here and I'm going to go straight there.
I'd like to come along if I can.
I would assume that the whole group would be.
Okay, you said I'm going, so I thought maybe you had a
Well,
reason
then
you
you'll have to
wanted
wake up early. That's up to you.
Okay. I guess if it's the start of a day off, in some ways that makes it even worse, but at least then we can do it and then I can go back to sleep.
It's your sleep schedule.
Mm-hmm. Well, not all of us are farm boys, okay?
That is true. I do take it for granted, like a rooster. Oh my god, I am like a rooster.
No, yeah, 100%. I thought you said that with full self-awareness
No,
already.
it was a joke, and now I'm realizing.
Looks at plumage.
Yeah.
Lightly twiddles part of your braid. Yeah, no, you've been rocking it forever.
Hey, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
You ask first.
I'm a hands-on learner. What can I say?
Shakes his head.
All right, yeah, I didn't think that one was gonna fly. That's okay. Hey, do you want an axe?
You mean for like chopping wood? Do you want me to do your chores?
I mean, I
What?
guess. No. When have you ever seen me chop wood?
I don't. That's why I'm asking why you'd need me to do it.
I never said.
He has
I
been
offer.
secretly footing the bill on chopping wood for this entire campaign.
No. I'm not asking you to do anything. I offer you something, and immediately you assume the worst, Red Path.
Yes, because I come from a community that does favors for favors. That's what happens when you don't have a lot of money.
So if a neighbor offered you an axe, you'd assume it was because they intended you to use it on their behalf.
Yes, and then,
Okay.
you know, we could share the firewood, that sort of thing. Give a little, get a little. Why are you talking about axes? Did you?
No, it's
I don't remember
just...
us picking up an axe.
No, we didn't. Amaranth offered me one that she's been working on, a piece. Lightly offered. No, she offered it. I initially declined, and I am contemplating whether there's someone who would really appreciate it.
Do we
You
know
wanna see a
anybody
cool
who
axe?
uses- Sure, why not?
Wait! Yeah, no, you should come in here, because they've also got a cool spoon.
So the door is closed, meaning you will need Amaranth or Oleander to open it again, unless you have.
Nuts. No, this door explodes when you open it. Never mind, I'll ask her later.
He puts his hands up and turns around on his heel like, okay.
It is a pretty good spoon, though. I think you would appreciate it.
Yeah. And so the rest of the evening at the Harrisif household is pretty quiet, all things considered. Oleander leaves you guys alone. Like, he has no
He's
interest.
tactfully avoiding us the entire night.
Meanwhile, we hear in the other room, "Come on, Ref! What was that?"
Oh, you got your head in your ass. Come
What are you,
on.
lying?
The uncle who, like, grabs a plate of food at Thanksgiving, then fucks off to the basement to watch football way
Yeah.
too loud.
Yep.
Yep. It's my house. All right. Yeah. And so you all have a full rest. You can fully
Wow.
get all your health and all your spells back.
We love health and spells.
Health and spells are what keep us alive.
It
Health
is
and
what
spells.
keeps you alive, so you're able
Health
to
and spells.
We should
modify.
take a quick 5-minute break.
We should take a little break. I was even thinking that myself.
Wow. We think
Well-
alike so much, we should get married.
Oh shit, there's an idea.
That's an idea.
Hachi-machi.
Okay, BRB.
Oh, Hachi Machi.
Oh,
What the fuck does that mean? What?
Oh, Daki Makara.
I don't know. Now we're getting somewhere.
Ooh. Hachi Machi's really funny. It also sounds like the name of like a kids show villain.
Hachi-machi? Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Machi!
It's me, yeah, Hachi-machi.
I feel like that's just a great theme for like children's villains, is like exclamations that are kind of silly sounding.
Yeah.
Let's see here, and that must be
Yeah, you can have Hachi-machi, oikaloi.
Oinkaloy. Let me grab all of your icons and I'll move you. La 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 la. The Harrisif sisters, I will put them by the docks because that's like the closest thing to their home that's available.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Duchess, Fez, and Andrin, Girls Morning Part 2.
Yeah, no, they're just hitting the town.
They're just hitting the town. Oh, I don't really need the family logos anymore. I think I can GM layer that. But I do need to put Garen and Jacques on a boat together. Because they've been having a great time.
They're having a good morning because they're fishing.
They're just having a nice time. It's like, dudes being guys. Yeah, dudes being guys. We are the dudes being guys. Yeah, we are.
2 men. You can hire us to do anything you want.
We have recently become friends.
Just Garen sitting out there, guys being dudes, and then they don't say anything else for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
They're a pair that responded to that that Craigslist ad that's like, wanted several dads to come barbecue on the 4th of July.
Mm.
Oh, that's right. I actually don't have that icon on her rollable table because, yeah.
Because you don't.
Yeah, all right. I'll put that there. And I'll also put car stock. Yeah, I might as well just start putting people on the map. Ledoux, you are probably back at the Paradise Theater. That would make the most sense. Deletta and Pride, as well as Conrad. You are all at the Portmaster's office. And boop.
Oh, we've even got Flare Debonair now.
Yeah, I was like, I got all these nice icons. I might as well.
Yeah, why not?
We're just dudes being guys.
Yeah.
No, I will not keep track of where all these people are. This is just a general guesstimation.
Yeah, this is our map marker, so we can remember where these spots are. A little late for it, but, better late than never.
Yeah, I just didn't think about it. Because I was like, wait, this is a thing I can do.
Whoa!
Marigold is also there. Where is Regal right now? I guess she'd just be, like, around doing stuff. Yeah, she probably would smooth as silk. Yeah.
Fuck it.
You know.
Just a funny random note. I was looking at the things you have sitting around in handouts because it's a big smattering of old and new stuff, and happened to reread saw the Eliciote party notes were there, and thought it was very funny to read the first letter. Both of these letters basically being like, "Dear Mr. Eliciote, fuck off. We won't give you our money."
Right.
But that the first one is from Armella.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, huh?
Hello.
Yeah, I had that set up. I was like, yeah, she's gonna be a player in a couple adventures, so I might as well just have that now. Actually, you know what? I can show what the other notes were.
Hell yeah! Notes.
Let's see here.
Read notes. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Okay, so here's crumpled note number 4. Dear Mr. Eliciote, as a friend, I must admit I'm baffled by the offer. While I would love to begin spreading my luxurious beverages and treats across this glorious country, I simply do not believe you have the resources necessary to make it happen. It causes me great concern that I might have to reach into my own impressive funds to cover that which you have offered. That's a pretty dreadful deal for me, wouldn't you agree? Best of luck with whatever it is you're trying to do. Regards, Victor Oswald Gallowsworth.
Bastard!
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, good luck with that, idiot.
Nice try, fuck up.
Oh
Let's see.
boy.
And let's see. And then I do also have the number 2 crumpled note. Let me grab that really quick. Beep, 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 beep.
All of Freddy's poor investment returns.
That is very funny.
Good day.
Mr. Eliciote, I decline your offer. Good day. The Rivaldis.
Mr. Eliciote, the riddle snake has declined your offer.
Mr. and Mr. Eliciote, my wife wants to go, I do not.
Yeah, no, he immediately responded to this letter and threw out the other
Didn't
one.
even tell her.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Connie, did you get something? No,
No.
nothing but a nuisance. All right.
Well, that could be anything with him.
It must have been a fly
Imagine
or
if-
something.
If Rivaldi was added to the shit pot
Holy
that party
shit.
was,
Because we wouldn't even have known.
No,
We
you'd
didn't
have
find
no
out till
idea.
after. Can you fucking imagine we go down in that basement and then the scene starts playing and we just
Yeah. As you go upstairs, be like, yo, did you fuck my mom?
Hey, Skunkbeard, did you fuck my mom?
As if that's the person to be outraged at for fucking his mom.
Did you have sex with your hot wife?
How dare you?
Ah.
Very silly. Well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Is
We did it.
everyone ready and available?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah. Okay. And it looks like everyone's icons updated for the most part. So
Oh,
let me
Great
just-
Googly Moogly could also be in that children's show.
Yes. Yes,
Glad we got back to
100%.
that.
Oh my god, I can't wait to find out the shrimp update. I can't wait to find out how many, on a D100, how many shrimps did they get?
Yeah.
Shrimp.
We'll roll that later, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I assume in the morning you are going to the Laree basement to speak with Armella.
Yar.
Okay. Do you bring anyone else?
I mean, we probably at least notify Amaranth that we're going to go do that.
Yep.
I feel like we should also notify the trifecta over here that we're doing that. They don't need to come, but like they should at least know that we're doing this today and we're trying to get what we can out of her.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Is there any reason to tell them in advance instead of just going like, "Hey, we talked to her and this is what we found out"?
The reason would be because of legal formality. We're
Yeah,
trying to be
because-
open with one another, you see.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. We don't know where Emmett could be anywhere. Can we? Hold on, I gotta write that down.
it could be
I'm right
anywhere.
there,
Yes,
just like on the
it's
on
a
the world map.
reprise.
Yeah.
And it could be anywhere.
It's a reprise. Why is this not working? Why can't I? E. E.
You just put an E somewhere.
E.
I
Mm.
can't get it to complete. I don't know why.
E. Alright.
Here.
Emmett.
This is really important, guys.
It is.
It's really important.
I think
No.
Yeah, I only ask just so that you are aware that is an option. You don't have to. I'm just letting you know that that is a possibility.
Yeah, we probably should just mention it to him at least. Emmett could be anywhere.
I think it might be good to bring another person, like Amaranth maybe, just because that increases the complexity of any potential person who might want to tail us there and then swoop
That's
in
true.
and murder her while
And that
we can
especially
fuck her.
is the case since we know that the three masterminds or whatever said that they needed her to be in good spirits or whatever for their plan.
Okay, so you want to bring Amaranth?
Yeah, she's got the
I
time.
think so, yeah.
Okay. Rosa is content to stay home and just have cereal. She is more than
Hell yeah.
fine with that.
Because Amaranth already knows where she is, so she's the only person we can bring without widening that circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people that know are Amaranth, Pride, Conrad, and obviously the Larees.
Yeah.
Nobody else knows where she is. So cool.
Also, Rosa should enjoy cereal while she can because Emmett hasn't given her her new job yet. So
Mm-hmm.
This is true. So here. I'll have Amaranth sitting in the back, and then I will ping. Yeah, Karstock is ecstatic to have you guys here. He's a little, seems like he's a morning person. He's like, oh yes, please come on down. It's everything's secure, and he like scurries on down, leading the way.
Dia and Maze just feel like death because it's single digits.
Yeah,
Single digits, and they were drinking yesterday.
Karstock, once he brings you guys downstairs, is like, do you want coffee or something? I'd be happy. I don't feel like
I would take some, yeah.
Yes, coffee?
Yeah, normally I wouldn't, but yes, I will.
Yes, all right. I'll go get that, because I feel like I probably don't need to be here. Good morning, Miss Dulane. Don't be mad. And Karstock heads upstairs and leaves. Armella looks awful.
I bet.
It looks like crying has been the new form of entertainment for her in her new cell.
All you had to do was ask for a ball. He would have given you one.
No, Betsy takes it.
Dude,
Betsy
she's
hasn't
not
learned how to
even at
share.
the top of the fucking pecking order in this zoo.
In this prison, yeah. You gotta join a gang or else get bullied by Betsy.
I love the idea of, like, she has a ball, and the moment she holds it up to her face, telekinesis pulls it so it slams her in the face and then into the wall. It's like, all right, fine, I'm not doing that anymore, my god.
Good morning, Armella.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling miserable, I guess. She covers her mouth. Oh, finally! Oh my god! And she sprints to the window. Oh, gee, I can talk again.
Ah,
Oh. It's been a miserable couple of days. My name is Armella Janae. I am beautiful. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, finally! Oh, not that you'd believe me anyways. And and she just presses her face against the glass.
I'm sorry. I want to make sure I'm understanding. Is she like having an episode? Is she like? Does she seem like manic or multiple personalities right now, or is this just her very colorfully expressing? Oh my God, there's finally people to talk to.
She's expressing that she's been under a spell for days and it's finally worn off.
I mean, it might be that. That's why we're asking.
Yeah, that seems to be the general pickup. You could also sense motive to try and pick up if you are so curious.
I mean, I can try. I'm sure I will be befuddled either way.
She's kind of a weirdo in the morning, but mornings do that to people. You haven't had coffee.
Nah.
Mornings do indeed do that to people. I'm a little bit better at sense motive, so you know, I'll take a quick strike at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Redpath's got it.
Yeah, Redpath.
You know, I'll try too, though. Yeah, Redpath's got it.
Yeah. you get the feeling, Redpath, that you were onto something back at the store, but the spell was too potent, and unfortunately there was a natural one.
Yeah.
So that combination did not pan out well. Yeah, no, she was absolutely under some sort of spell effect. And based on her reaction and rolling a 31, I will say it would appear she was unable to say anything truthful. Only half-truths or straight-up lies. And so she is just her face is resting against the glass, and she's kind of sniffling up a little bit.
Well, I'm sure that feels like a load off of your shoulders.
It is, but it doesn't really change anything. I'm still here. And can I just say, I swear to God, I did not kill them. I swear to you.
Okay, alright. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start at step 1. Before you try and, you know, defend yourself on any sort of thing like that, we're gonna need you to, as calmly as you can, you're allowed to cry, you're in there, whatever.
Also, Betsy's a bitch.
Yeah, if she's
Totally
been giving you the
exploitable.
stink eye, that's not your fault. She's just
I
different.
can't say it out loud. She's in charge.
I hope she can't read minds then.
Ma. You notice Betsy just kicks the ball against the glass, and it's like slowly picking up speed. It just starts to... And then
Karstock sure just has a horror movie monster in his basement.
We're all gonna
Right,
choose
it's like the
to
Elysium.
ignore
You know
that.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be somebody else's adventure in like 20 years.
hey, when we do Ebon Ward season 2, this is going to be someone's adventure 1. There's something in my basement. It's my cow.
My fucking cow.
Fucking adventure 1, a level 11 cow? Yeah, right.
I tone it down. It'd be old.
Regardless.
She's got osteoporosis, but it's worse because she's a cow and filled with calcium. Anyway.
But yes, none of that happens. Armella kind of takes a step back. Oh, Lady Amaranth. Amaranth is fine. I'm just here to be, I guess a spectator of sorts. Just pretend I'm not here. I will be involved in some capacity, but I am entrusting this to the 11th hour, as they have a better understanding of the situation, and I'm concerned you might have information that might make me biased. I don't know yet. So, I will remain neutral. And she just stands there with her cane, and you occasionally see Humphrey just, like, plopping on her shoulder and just sitting down.
Dia's gonna sit down on the floor here, crisscross applesauce, and just kind of look her up and down. So, I'm honestly pretty bad at reading people, considering you'd think I'd be better by now, but I gather you were under some magical influence the other day.
I think so. I don't know why. There was just a point where I just couldn't say what I meant. And every time I tried, I'd say something just wrong, or and eventually I just accepted fate.
Whenabouts was that? Was that before or after Mace and Dia had their hair appointment?
She thinks about that. It had to have been after the appointment. She thinks. I feel like it was... This sounds weird, but it's kind of hard for me to tell an exact time, because I do lie to my clients about their clothes looking nice on them, because I just, want some money.
That's part of the business, yes.
It's part of the business. You
Also
have
seem to be part of your nature.
So you didn't notice when it took effect, because it only made itself apparent the first time you tried to tell the truth and couldn't.
I know it had to have been before that incident with you, Dia. And you think back to when your head nearly caved in.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Rubs her temple.
I swear I was yelling just that it wasn't me, and I sorry.
No. I understand. I'm gonna level with you. I don't like you very much.
Yep.
I think you're insincere. You're fake to people. You are frankly abusive to your younger sister when she puts all her effort into making your business succeed. There's no bones. I don't have a high opinion of you, but that's by way of saying, here on out, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass or anything. I'm not going to try and butter you up or anything, or give you any false confidence that I'm on your side. So, anything I say from here on out, it's just going to be what I honestly think. And I honestly do want to help you, in spite of everything I just said, because even though even I could tell you were lying, because you weren't even trying to, it was just coming out so, unartfully. Even though I could tell that, I could tell also that you were really genuinely scared the other day, and not just of me. Not mostly of me. Your fear was clearly genuine about whatever it is, she makes a hand gesture at the size of her head. That whole thing, which you clearly aren't in control of, and maybe more beyond that. So, if you're willing to just tell us the truth now that you can, I really do genuinely want to help you through that, at least. Because I know that it's really quite terrifying to not be in control of yourself.
She nods.
And a quick additional for the record, regardless of your innocence or guilt in this matter, I think you'll come to agree that just strictly speaking, you being here is the safest for probably everyone involved, including yourself.
She nods. Yes, I understand. Before this continues, how is Octavia? I realize you think I don't care, and like part of me doesn't, but
Octavia is mostly concerned for your business, so I think she's fine.
she has a very small smile. Good.
Well,
Good.
I mean, she's concerned for your well-being also. She was a bit beside herself at the idea that she might have ignored signs that would have helped us figure out what was going on earlier, but she did it to protect you and your business, even though she knew some of what was going on was illegal.
She nods. That's good. I just don't want her to get wrapped up in what is very obviously my problem. That is genuine.
Yeah. Well, why don't you just start at the beginning then? What's been going on? When did you notice strange things happening?
I'm not trying to avoid anything. What specifically are you looking for? Are you talking about this cranium detonation thing?
Well, that's as good a place to start as any.
I suppose it might actually be easier to start with the spider.
Right.
One might lead into the other.
It might actually. Because I'll be perfectly frank, I genuinely don't know anything about the head explosion thing. I'd heard whispers about it, you know me, the rumor mill comes through me all the time, but didn't pay much heed to it. And your situation and that keeper's as well, that was the first I'd ever actually seen it. But I suppose this all started with the spiders, at least, as you probably saw, and when I assume the gunshot was to put them down. That one was getting old. I needed a new one, and so I was in the process of figuring out how to do it. But the problem is that my father passed away very suddenly before he could provide the full details and provide the proper connections to procure more. I can't really go down to the docks and go, hey, can you bring in illicit goods? Don't tell anyone. It wasn't too long after that, though, that an individual approached me, wearing a long cloak. I could not discern any features, and their voice, she just throws her hands up. I couldn't tell you, male, female, nothing. I have no idea. The voice was heavily modified, clearly arcane in nature, and they proposed a deal. They would provide the connection and provide me the Dream Drinker spiders I required. At the time, my brain space was, oh, this must be my father's previous contact. And so I asked what would be needed in return, how much gold. Their request was curious. It was not gold that they wanted. They wanted me to continue doing what I do best, running my mouth and getting the people talking. Just talk about my politics, not even specific, my own beliefs. So I guess they aligned with whatever they wanted. After that was handled, I would continue these discussions with my clients for haircuts or fittings, things of the sort, and so on and so forth. It would continue from there. Then, it was in the last couple of weeks, they approached me again, and they wanted to make something abundantly clear to me. They wanted me to be present at very specific public gatherings, one of which was indeed just last week, where Deletta was cornered by a large crowd. I don't know how they knew that was going to happen, but I was present, and I started to rile up the crowd to get mad about leaving the coalition without permission and things like that, because when it comes to people, they're all pretty self-centered. They won't express their true feelings unless it's behind closed doors with trusted allies. But in a crowd, all it takes is one bold enough to throw the first stone, and then another, until it's just a cacophony of exactly what you want to hear. And so that's what happened. My part was done, so I left, and I didn't even get around the corner until I heard that fighting broke out and a water elemental appeared, and I ran. So I swear to you, I did not know it was going to escalate to that level. I was just told to cause a ruckus. I obviously regret such a decision now. But yeah, the next one obviously was for when Deletta was addressing the public again with Amaranth's assistance. I was to, once again, get involved, but this time they told me to ensure I was visible. I don't know why the difference suddenly, but so be it. And from that point onward, I have had no direct orders to get involved in public gatherings again, but this part I don't really understand. So, they told me I'd get random messages in my head, and Amaranth leans forward, likely a sending spell if I had to guess, to go to a specific location, fully dressed in the hood and cloak, and wait there for 15 minutes. Nothing happened. No one met with me. I was given no other orders, and at 15 minutes, I'd leave.
Around what time of day were
location?
these?
It varied. There were times where it was. These were usually during the day, to be quite frank, but there were a couple of moments where it was late at night. And these locations, they felt random. You know, it would be down by the docks, just be present there. Make sure they're not even like visible locations most of the time. She just like presses up against the glass again. Like in alleyways behind buildings where no one was going to see me.
And you didn't, as far as you know, interact with any people during those times? You just
No.
stood there in the cloak?
No, I didn't want to draw attention to myself, so I scurried off to the location because she just like presses her forehead against the glass. I was realizing I was in too deep with this person. And at any time, they could reveal what I had ordered. And I got scared. I had also considered at one point approaching the Lawmaster, but I was worried that he would just arrest me on the spot because I had procured illicit goods.
Dia had mentioned that you seem to have some strong opinions on his involvement in circumstances. Was that genuine opinions, or do you think that was swayed in a way?
She thinks about that. I believe Conrad does believe in the keepers being present and things of the sort. I mean, she just kind of smiles. Man's clean as a whistle. There have been multiple times where people have tried to bribe the Lawmaster, and he accepts the bribe, but then arrests them for bribing, and he keeps it.
Yes, of course. I meant more so the involvement with Oleander in any regard.
Right. So that was one of the... she kind of grips her head. I forgot about that. One of the requests that they did have was for me to keep eyes away from Lawmaster Rivaldi and Oleander. And Amaranth perks up. She doesn't like move too much, but you do notice that there is suddenly a little more focus from her listening in.
Yeah, no, a key word was spoken.
I don't know why. And this might sound crazy. She like leans up against the glass. I think whoever this person is, I think they have their thumb over Conrad. I don't know how. I don't know how you could buy the Lawmaster. He accepts nothing from anyone. But
You'd need something ponderous indeed on him.
Yeah, Maze glances to the gang. Yeah, the mystery.
Red Path in his head. He'll do anything for his wife.
Amaranth doesn't pick up any of this shit.
Yeah.
Of course not.
And she, Armella kind of takes a step back. So, and that was another reason that I didn't want to approach Conrad directly about this situation, because I was concerned that if this person knew, this contact I've been having with, knew that I was trying to approach Conrad, Conrad would obviously pick them over me. So, I was stuck. That's why, Dia, when you started asking all those questions during your haircut, I offered to meet with someone. This is such a stupid plan. I was desperate. I was going to bring you, all of you, to meet with Conrad and just show my hand. A mutually assured destruction. Because if I had
surprisingly genuine.
Because if I had the 11th hour with me, if I was going down, at least he'd go down too. But then people's heads started exploding around me, and I don't really get that. So, here we are.
So,
I'm in jail with a cow.
Here. Let's walk back just a couple of steps here. You did what they ordered you to do what I assume must be some form of attuning or some time to cook during those 15 minutes of whatever that did. Was there anything immediately after that? Did you notice any strange effects or anything like that following those moments?
She thinks about that. I'm going to have Armella roll an intelligence check to see if she can piece something together.
Anything like, did it feel like 15 minutes and then you look at the time and it's much, much longer, or?
She kind of shakes her head. I'm so sorry. There were multiple times that these requests had come up, and with how crazy things have been in town, I've been kind of forgetting, and I don't write this down because they're just sent directly to. She just taps the side of her head, my brain.
I understand. You're largely an ordinary person. I understand that you might get lost in these things.
I'm genuinely sorry. If I do think of it, I will absolutely tell you.
It does raise a question, I suppose. Even if you didn't perceive anything yourself after these little midnight errands, did you ever find out later that there was any kind of pattern of when or where you were sent to stand around and incidents of any sort being reported?
She thinks about that again. I'll give her another intelligence check for this. Okay. She kind of taps her foot and she's like biting her nail, just thinking. And then she goes, if I remember correctly, one of those timings was very specifically, it was God, it was stupid. It was the same day. It was the same day. Why did I forget that? There was an incident at the docks. What was it? 2 days ago, I guess, when people's heads were exploding around me in the office. I was told that evening to just leave I had a very sudden request. It was very different from the usual. Normally, I was given a fair amount of warning of when, but this was like 10, 15 minutes before, where I was given the order to leave Smooth as Silk and be present elsewhere. And it wasn't even that far. It was literally just down the road, kind of behind some of the shops and one of the alleyways. And again, no one showed up. And as I was making my way back, I had been hearing some people talking about a commotion at the docks, but I didn't want to get in trouble with whoever this person is. So I went back to Smooth as Silk and I started helping people. And not too much later, she gestures,
We showed
you
up.
showed up.
Yeah. Okay. And you just went in, you walked straight back in the door like a normal
Would you-
person, right?
Just a quick idea. Would you be able to, if we gave you a map of the city, would you be able to generally point out where these alleys and just standing points were?
Oh, I don't think I can name all of them, but some.
Generally,
yes.
at least a few.
Yes.
Also, very important, don't let it fall under the radar. You did use your door like a normal person, right?
She like sheepishly looks down. I couldn't have people see me entering and leaving the building, so I went to my office
To the window.
and I went out the window because that made the most sense to me. So I said I had many busy things to do, which I'm very busy. I assure you, she's lying. And so I felt that was the best course of action. No one bothers me in my office. I can leave and then come back.
Okay.
You
Did you
really
happen-
didn't do yourself any favors with that move with us, just so we're clear.
Well, she couldn't have known, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
We-
have options.
It's fine.
I have a question. Would we as a group, at this point, because of our involvement and having to know where they are generally, and because it's been mentioned, would we know where the, like, average and, like, routine keeper patrols are? What parts of town? Because
Oh,
if they line up
interesting.
with her meeting spots, then that's a pretty good correlation.
Yeah. Give me, what would this be?
Knowledge local, smile.
Knowledge local, smile.
Yeah, knowledge local. That would make the most sense. That is the studying of the general area and recent events.
Double check.
Let's go! Knowledge local! Woo!
This is the one thing good old Red Pat's good at for here. Except he's doing shit job today.
May's got it.
That's
May's
fine, I
got it.
gotcha.
Yeah. Red Path, you think there's a lot of keepers? I don't know.
Red Pat brings up the idea and he's like, but I haven't been paying attention. Does anybody else know?
And Maze is like, I'm obsessive and have been paying attention.
Yeah, Maze. So thinking about it, and I'm not going to bring out the map because that's
Yeah, of
just
course.
the whole thing.
Mhm.
But you do notice that while they may not be exactly, it isn't uncommon for those routes for keepers to go by near those locations. Maybe not exactly, but like a hop, skip, and a
Generally
jump, and you're
within
there.
30 feet, right?
Maybe 30 feet, but again, maybe a hop, skip, and a jump,
Ah.
like maybe going around the bend or something.
I have
of the sort.
something. Dia looks at that, looks up for a moment. I have something really important to ask you in that case. To walk up and put a hand on the glass.
Sure.
X days ago, because Aram doesn't remember, but it will become clear from context.
Ah, yes.
Were you given instructions to go to or near the tiny bucket around this time of day? And she's going to specify date and time of when Dia was spying on Rivaldi's meeting, and then like teleported away, and somehow Emmett was at the tiny bucket before I was.
She thinks, yeah. Around there. Not exactly, but it was one of the locations. It was again a rush request. It was one of the very few.
Ha 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 ha. Very clever, Mr. Emmett. Okay. That is tremendously useful to know, actually. We're gonna take out that cloak real quick.
Yeah.
Just wanna take a look at this thing. So we detected, obviously, we determined the enchantments on the cloak. That it's a cloak of resistance, and it's got the voice modulation thing, right?
Yep. And the other thing that it does is, like, if you put the hood up, like over your head, it's just regular hood.
Yeah.
But if you bring it fully down, it then shadows your face as well.
Yeah. I just want to examine this one more time to see if there is any trace of this cloak being used as a focus for some sort of I can discharge this spell to teleport back to the location of this object type of thing. Because, like, that seems to be in the ballpark of what the evidence suggests.
Okay, so you're asking if you were to wear this cloak that you could teleport to...
Or not so much if I were to wear it, more is the... So I know vaguely
It's more like, is the cloak an anchor?
Yeah, is the
point
cloak
for
like
other
a
spells?
basic? Yeah.
I see. As if, like, almost as if it was like a tuning fork for another caster,
Yes.
not wearing it. Interesting concept. Give me, this would be a spellcraft check to, like, fully look it over again.
Yeah.
Now, and the DC would change based on this, like, you approaching this theory.
Yeah.
Okay. So, analyzing it, it doesn't look like it has that specific of a thing, but you think about it, and if someone really wanted to, locate object, or scrying.
Oh, well, that's some bad news.
Yeah. So if you were to use those spells, you could instantly know where they are, and then use that as a focal point to warp to or nearby.
Is there, do we know if there's any sort of, Amaranth, what sort of barriers did you put up around this location? Did you do any preventative scrying barriers or anything of the sort?
Amaranth nods. I did preventative scrying around her cell specifically. Putting one on the entire home would be too difficult, unfortunately, especially with the time frame given.
Yes, and we
that
haven't
makes
had it
sense.
on... Okay.
We should probably stuff that into another dimension.
Put that in your bag, please.
Yeah, Amaranth, like, points with her cane. I assume that is a point of interest for this individual we're trying to hunt down, yes?
Very much so, yes.
Quite likely.
And then I'm also I'd like to just take a quick look at Armella herself and kind of examining for the same sort of thing. If she is acting as I can always go wherever Armella is. Should I roll again or just use the roll?
Sorry, one more time. I was reading my notes.
Oh, no problem. I was asking.
The same theory with Cloak, but for Armella herself.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll use that roll again. You don't think Armella has anything like that on her?
Okay.
It looks like if there was any, like, again, the closest thing is that cloak, but that cloak doesn't actually have anything specifically used for it. Again, you think it's just because, well, I know what this cloak is, I will use this as an anchor point.
It's also the only thing that they would be able to guarantee she's wearing.
There's at least some control over it.
So...
yeah.
I guess... Continuing off of where we left off then, gosh, where was it? He's trying to remember what the last thing she said was.
Well, the last thing was we more or less confirmed that... I think in general we can assume the theory is that the culprit, I mean it's Emmett, but let's hypothetically say it's the culprit, that we have confirmed that Armella was present at the docks when the person showed up and heads were exploding. That she was there, although theoretically not directly involved.
Okay.
That also the same is true of when Emmett got from Conrad's estate to the tiny bucket faster than I did, even though I teleported a lot of the way. So that's pretty much what we've established.
So, just to double check again, Armella, Do you remember talking to Emmett just the other day before the big incident at Smooth as Silk?
She thinks about that. No, I don't recall speaking to Emmett or seeing him.
Now here's something important.
Okay.
How confident are you that you recall all of the events of that day? Are you missing any time?
I'm gonna have her roll.
Particularly very shortly before you were ordered to go and hang out at the docks for a little while.
Yeah, let me roll another intelligence check.
Here's something that might make it easier for you. You're a very
Sure.
busy woman, you've stated that before. You have your schedules
Yes.
to keep up with, all your different clients. Can you think of any clients who are mad that you missed appointments with them? Do you have a schedule book, if anything, with your clients?
Oh, she like leans forward. I know that for the those 15 minutes that I went to go just again, I should clarify, I wasn't actually at the docks when that happened, but I was just down the
That's
road
right,
a
sorry.
bit.
You were a little in that direction, but still close to Smooth as Silk. Is that right?
Yes, it was the only reason that I could get back in a timely manner. I will say I had felt confident that I had timed it appropriately, but when I got back to my office, one of my clients was rather annoyed that I was a tad late, and that didn't really make sense to me. I thought I had timed everything right, but maybe I misjudged the distance to run.
So, if I'm remembering correctly, Emmett said that he did see her, yeah?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well then...
I don't think you misjudged the time. I think you've had some memories taken from you, because the same thing almost happened to me. I mean, it did happen to me. It just didn't take.
Oh dear. Oh God, is someone trying to frame me?
Oh yes, most certainly, but honestly, your biggest crime is the whole smuggling thing, so...
I will just, if it helps at all, I will just admit, because I already have, that I did do. I did request to have the Dream Drinker spiders brought in, but I swear I was not involved in these terrorist attacks.
Can I ask something? You worked through this person who originally was wearing this cloak when they met with you. Did you ever find out from them the identity of any of the people who were going to be involved in the actual business of smuggling them in?
She shakes her head. No, because I assumed at first that they must have been the direct contact from my father, and you don't normally just jibber jabber about
Exactly.
yeah. So I don't have that.
That's okay. Well, that sounds believable to me. What do we think, boys? Looks at Mace and Redpath.
I have my theories about all this, but I think for her benefit, I'll keep that to when we're out of her earshot.
Well, my point is simply that if what she just said is true, then she wouldn't have she would have lacked the critical information that would have given her the motive to.
Oh, that's what you're
take
asking
those
about.
actions.
You're asking
Yes.
about the legality.
yes.
No. Well, I'm asking about. She leans over with some. I'm asking whether or not she would have even known that it was Hunch's head she needed to blow up. But that being said, maybe we should talk about that next. It's possible that will uncover another piece of this puzzle. Yeah, the head exploding thing. She sits down again. What do you know? If anything.
I know I didn't do it. I don't have the arcane ability to do that. I could barely do prestidigitation.
Octavia mentioned that you went to the academy.
I did. and I was garbage at it, and I didn't want to waste any more of our family's money or
I see.
embarrass myself further, so I left.
Okay. So, the other day we thought perhaps that this was some ability you were exhibiting without intending to, but it sounds like, in point of fact, nothing like this had really ever happened around you ever before, and you don't have any memory of being physically present for that ever taking place other than when it happened in your shop. when
Correct.
you were okay. Okay. Well, I guess the last thing to ask, when you stepped out on any of these occasions, you were wearing the cloak the entire time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't recall ever missing time simply while standing there, do you? Any windows where there could be missing memories?
I'm not going to even have a roll for an intelligence check. I mean, now that that I've talked out more about the most recent event where I was late for that appointment, that feels so strange to me. I mean, I when I was just standing there, I don't do anything because I don't want to draw attention to myself. Because, so, there's a very real chance when I'm just looking at a wall, I lose that time. I'd never considered that. I just thought that the nerves had gotten to me so bad that I just didn't pay attention. But if someone can actually manipulate that perception.
Yeah, troubling.
Well,
I suppose, yeah, there's not a very easy way to tell if your memory simply starts and ends with staring at a wall in an alley.
Wish we brought our thought detector with us.
Yeah. Redpath.
Yeah.
Can you give me an intelligence check? Because there's been a lot of dialogue here, and I want to see if Redpath might notice something.
I'm thinking I was gonna bring up another thing just
what do you
before
got?
this. So, you said intelligence check?
If you've got something, I want to hear it first.
Okay. Redpath has had this weird sort of thought in his mind for a few days now. He's just been mulling it over. Thinking back to Emmett in general, and especially because Redpath was standing so close to him and sitting so close to him at the meeting. And, there was the moment of, oh, excuse my big ugly scar. How bad did that scar look? Of course, Samir biology and physiology is a bit different, but Redpath knows what, injuries and stuff like that.
I mean, this is also the sort of question that would be well within Maze's wheelhouse, being exactly next to him and very anatomically informed.
Give me this would be probably a heal check, because this is trying to understand a scar.
I think the pieces might be coming together.
Okay. Redpath. Yeah, that was a nasty scar, to be sure. But with how deep that scar must have been, it doesn't really add up like how he would survive that kind of an injury and have that little of a definition change in his appearance. The more important thing that I just had it was, where did it go? I just had the better explanation.
Where the scar is, like.
Yeah, because the scar is here. I'll grab our
show
boy,
us fucker boy.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, see right there.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. So here, if we look at Emmett, yeah, he does have a blind eye and whatnot, but like that injury, it doesn't make sense. Like, with how, like, this would have been a battle axe straight to the eye.
Yes.
That
Yeah, I
eye
think-
should be destroyed.
I
Yes.
think we might be able to bridge the gap here. Is it mayhap not a combat scar, but a surgical one?
Even more importantly, I will say Redpath with a 33.
Yeah.
With a 33, I will say it's not that it's a medical scar, it's not that it's a combat scar, it's the fact that it's not a scar.
Ah.
This motherfucker has illusion.
Yep.
Thinking about it more, none of that makes sense. It doesn't add up for his injury.
Yep.
But the question is, why make a scar look like, or why have a scar at all in your illusion disguise?
Indeed. Why bother?
I have a thing, but I can't confirm it
Can I-
until I. Ugh.
Well, there's something else I want to ask then, out of character. I don't remember if I was sitting near Emmett in that meeting
were
or not,
not.
so it's not something that necessarily I'm asking on behalf of does Dia remember, but Aram would like to recall. Am I remembering correctly? You described that sitting next to Emmett,
Hear a faint bit of water.
yeah, that the scar was like actively making sound like little running water.
Yeah. Whenever
Okay.
you're around
Oh my
Emmett, there
god,
is
she
always,
knows. Oh my
Yeah.
god, she knows.
yeah. Whenever you're around Emmett, there was always a soft, like, rushing of water.
Okay, and then I'll ask the obvious refresher question. Like, I have an idea in mind, but I don't want to be misremembering. Have we been around anyone else who has a similar sound but doesn't look like that?
Yes.
Like-
Yes.
Is it
And-
Leucine Delta?
Yeah.
Noted.
Big note.
Yeah, we all
Big notes.
we all collectively blink once and don't verbalize anything to our mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's probably this moment we're all sitting there. Wait. Beat. Oh, fuck.
I need to go and speak with somebody.
I think we might want to collectively speak with one another while we're at it.
I'm sorry, did I do something wrong? Am I
No.
in trouble?
You've been. I could kiss those fishy lips right now.
Except
For the pane of glass. No, this has been actually extremely helpful. And we're gonna do... I mean, I'll be honest, I don't care whether you're smuggling or not. That whatever, that's just law stuff.
I mean,
So-
I care. That was definitely reckless endangerment, what you were smuggling.
She actually presses up against the glass. If this contact had just told me when it arrived, I could have safely secured it. I swear.
Anyway.
They're not danger. Oh, God,
Anyway,
fine.
my point is, now that I think it is extremely unlikely that you have had any intent to murder anyone or otherwise commit truly heinous crimes, gives a little finger gun, I will do everything I can to fix this for you and get you out of here as soon as possible.
She like gently puts a hand on the glass. Please don't be lying to me.
Actually, no, I am better at lying than telling when other people are lying, but not lying.
There's a very soft smile. I'd really appreciate that. I know I made a mess of things. But I swear I could have. It doesn't matter now.
You've said your piece. We'll do what we can. Try to rest easy.
I'll say, if you do think of anything else, if you gain some new clarity on any of these potentially confused things, then please, Karstock can get a line to us. So we'd love to hear more if you think of anything. But
Of course.
I think we have the most important facts in hand. And thank you for being willing to go through this. I really will try to get you out the other side.
She just has a very sad smile. Thank you for believing me.
Oh. You should thank your sister for being such a good advocate on your behalf.
Oh, she'll hold that over my head. I don't know if I really need that, but
as she should.
as she should.
You need anything? We're getting coffee. You want some?
No, I think I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit. But thank you.
Fields give a friendly nod.
And she just puts her head in her hands, just like, oh god. Amaranth just kind of clicks her cane a couple times. Well, it sounds like you've learned quite a bit. Is there anything that I can assist with? I apologize. I feel like I'm missing a piece or two.
Yeah.
Real quick, May is grabbing Redpath. Hey, is this like a right now you need to leave? Because we should probably confer and get on the same page here.
Marigold knows.
I mean, that's possible.
She would have to know.
Do we have to confirm that right now?
He's got a very difficult expression. It's not panic, it's more so just like it's like dawning realization.
I get it. We've gone through some pretty big twists and turns in the plot here for a moment. But we can't go charging into anything right now. Just take a moment, talk about it, and then we can go guns blazing wherever it is you want.
Sorry, it was very finicky this morning.
Also, we really do want a secure place to talk about this. Thank you, Karstock.
Yes,
Also, we really do want to secure some coffee. Takes it.
yes, here you are. Cream and sugar, obviously. Go get 'em, detectives.
Cream and sugar, yoink.
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you.
Karstock goes back upstairs. He's like, I don't want to deal with it. That looked serious. And leaves.
I don't know. That's scary. Honestly, do we want to call it there? If that feels like a very moment to end off on.
I kind of want to jam about this now because next week it will not be as fresh in the mind. I'll
Yeah.
be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our little break. We can keep trudging.
Okay.
Redpath, you wanted to say something?
It's... Obviously, I don't want to implicate her in this and get her in trouble, but she knows... She has to know at least something. It would explain too much, honestly. It would be suspect if she didn't know.
No, I'm with you. Her sudden onset of molting is probably a result of a little bit of unexpected stress in her life. You know?
So I will say, her molting is not new. It has been going on for a bit. And Lucine, because like you've talked with Pure enough, like this is information that you would have from talking to her and whatnot. Marigold has had this molting for a little bit.
Yes.
And she was a very confident girl, but the molting struck her throat first.
Yes.
And then it was downhill from there.
Yes.
But it started getting better because Lucine Delta got into the picture
Mhm.
and has been like kind of playing a very supportive motherly role to her.
Shame is insidious. Starts small and grows.
Yes, that's how it seems to work. Like, we can go and talk with her. Just we need to talk with us first. Is that amiable?
Yes.
Alright. It's just important that we don't do any gigantic blunders right now. We're at sort of a pivotal crossroads, you know?
I think just during that, Dia's gonna break things down for Amaranth and pretty much bring her up to speed on everything except the sidebar of, oh, by the way, the deal with Conrad is that probably they know he's a vampire.
Right.
Yeah, we're not gonna say that part because that opens up too many new cans of worms.
Yeah. Amaranth is just like cupping her chin, and you notice that she is like not nervous, but like out of a focus, just fidgeting with the top of her cane, and Humphrey is frantically trying to comfort her. But what does Oleander have to do with this? The name was brought up and then not again. In covering him? Why? What did he do? What is he doing?
So remind me again, with the crossbow.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the crossbow, is that mental?
No. You need to talk out loud.
The crossbow is actually, I have to speak out loud.
Yeah.
It's more like, it's less like it's more like a message spell where you can kind of have whispered conversation at a greater distance than usual.
I feel like it's probably a case that, Oleander is aware of the same information that Emmett is about Rivaldi.
Would this happen to be the theory that I have, courtesy of information Maze has provided, and what I was able to obtain from the scanner from the Horde?
It's quite likely the same thing. Though there is an additional layer that could be present. If so, that would mean they really have him by the balls.
Stellar. You notice the room's getting warmer?
If I can be honest, my thought process before I said it out loud, my thought process was actually that, it might be Rivaldi's fault that scar is there, but thinking more on it, that doesn't really add up.
No, not particularly. Here, real quick, here's my quick thoughts on how how Armella plays into this. There we go. It's either one of two P's. Either she's a patsy, which she clearly is, or she's a proxy, which would be a lot worse.
Can you elaborate on that?
I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe the mental warfare elements that we've been dealing with might not be as simple as just being able to wipe memories. I think maybe this is a bit of a crack shot theory, but it's possible that someone else may have been able to puppeteer her while she was having those moments of nothing, you know?
Full actual mental domination.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
Amaranth pipes up. I hate to say this, that is very feasible, but I must make it clear. That level of magic is pretty damn high. It's something that I will just say this. I could do it. I don't, and I won't, and I never will. Mostly because as a sorcerer, my spells are limited to what I've chosen to learn. That is not one of them. I just want to make that clear.
I do appreciate your candidness, but you don't have to take aching pains to explain all the ways you aren't evil. We do believe you.
She like claps her cane on the ground. Have you met nobles? Do you have any idea the level of just ass kissing I have to do to make sure everyone's happy?
Understandable. I can say, as a wizard who has studied the main Pathfinder source book, I can aver that Dominate Person is indeed a lower level spell than Explode Head. So everything's on the table, baby.
Pathfinder is a balanced game.
So it goes.
So it goes.
I have
Yes.
some theories. They're pretty far-fetched as well, and not a lot of basis here. The way Emmett talked about the judge that was plucked from Leviara, it kind of sounded more like Emmett was the one in charge there, yes?
Amaranth thinks. Yes, actually, now that you mention it. To be fair, the individual that was removed was named Magnus, the Cataclysm, self-named.
Doesn't really sound very judge-worthy.
It sounds like a hero, doesn't it? In any case, this Magnus fellow was too rowdy and aggressive to the point where pride actively forced him to leave with Conrad's assistance. The rest of the keepers could remain, but Magnus had to leave. I do recall that Emmett was furious that a dear friend would be removed. But shortly after that, Emmett calmed down and took charge.
And before that we established that since at that time Magnus wasn't a judge, they were only recently promoted.
Correct.
So Emmett has pretty much been in charge of the keepers in Leviara for about as long back as we're aware.
Amaranth nods, which is bizarre then. This is such a large organization of keepers. How can there not be a judge?
Ah, but what if there is?
But what if there is? Amaranth is just like, once again, wrapping her fingers on the cane.
What if there's a Judge Lucine Delta who is leading a double life for some reason?
Lucine Delta.
Humor the thought for a moment. How long has she been around here?
She's been around for ages. She's a staple in Leviara. I mean, for God's sake, she dated Gladiolus for a while.
Oh, that's gonna make this an additional layer of weirdness it didn't need. Actually, that's a question. If she dated had Rosa and Lucine ever interacted much? Was Rosa
Amaranth.
third wheeling them at any point?
I'm sure Rosa would be ecstatic to be described as the third wheel.
And you do call her Nosy Rosie, to be fair.
That's endearing, and I'm her sister. She, like, actively points her cane at you.
Yes, but, like, given the information we have, it wouldn't be out of character is all.
Don't guilt trip me. I feel bad about it now. But, I mean, we had the luxury of Lucine Delta visiting our home a couple of times. Honestly, we were honored to have the Siren of Leviara visit us. It was a shock that she started dating Gladiolus. I'm gonna have her roll an intelligence check on something.
It set my house on fire.
Hey, wait a minute.
Imagine.
That's a fucking Ace Attorney twist, where it's like, not only is there a wacky double identity and 80 layers of intrigue, but at the end of the day, the person who you're investigating for something in the present is also the mastermind behind a seemingly entirely unrelated, massively backstory important crime from something else.
Lucky for you, I fucking hate Ace Attorney. No, that's true. Magnus did set not Magnus.
That would be great.
That'd be a way worse twist.
We should probably leave after he set the house Hersip on fire and killed two of them.
Gladiolus did set the house on fire. It was an accident.
Yeah.
Yes, their mom is dead. That was on me earlier, but I fixed it. Okay. Amaranth thinks Gladiolus and Lucine Delta had started dating, and they were dating for about a year. And then Gladiolus died. And I'm starting to jump to conclusions here.
Ooh, I love that. No. Hit me with your jumped up conclusions, and we can run them through the truth-o-meter.
Let's not sugarcoat this. My father has been heavily interested in the keepers remaining present here in Leviara. That's not a shocker to anyone. Mm-hmm. What is weird is why now? He wasn't always. If anything, he was neutral to the concept until he started chitty-chatting with Conrad more often. But there's a more important thing that Oleander wants. That's control. That's power. And with recent events, we, the Hersifs, are in an ideal position to essentially take over the Blue Jays' job.
It did seem to me when I chanced to overhear a little bit of their meeting, it did seem as though Oleander wasn't present, but what is Oleander getting out of this did seem to tilt toward all of the accomplishments that could be given to the house. In particular, I think that was right after the university. Out of character. Was that before or after we did the university?
Which part? Sorry, I'm trying to keep
I
time
think
in
it was
my head.
before.
When I had my little chimney session and was spying on Conrad.
That was after the academy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was
Because-
after because I remember
think they were discussing
them
those
saying,
events. Mhm.
"Oh yeah, Amaranth taking over as the thing would be great because then she'll be stressed,
Yeah.
and then Oleander can take over more of the House Hersiv stuff again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Redpath, there was something that I wanted you to have to.
Yes.
Instead of rolling it, give me a wisdom check, actually, because I think
Okay.
this would be more of a perception-based, like keeping track of knowledge in your head. And you're technically the only one that would have this information.
Yeah, because you look. Plus.
Only Maze has seen Oleander's watch.
It's true.
Damn it! I need that roll. Fuck.
It's pretty okay.
I'll give you this much. I'll give you this much because with like a specific like wisdom check, the DC is going to be lower just because like you literally can't hit 30s and shit like that.
Yeah.
You remember a very important detail in Diletta's testimony way back when you teleported her away from the Keepers and Blue Jays attacking one another.
Yes.
She said, I remember seeing someone in the crowd with a hood, and I think they were an Undine.
Yes.
That doesn't match the cloak.
No.
So where'd the cloak come from? Where did this one come from? Who had it before?
I'm trying to get my timeline straight here in my head.
Intrigue upon intrigue.
Yeah, no,
okay.
everything's crashing in the same
okay.
spot.
I'm just
Okay. Oh, okay.
just thinking in my head that quoting from that Care Bears movie. Time for a game of disappearing bears, but time for a game of disappearing cloaks.
And the one in the cloak was the water elemental.
Oh my god. We
And
cracked
that water elemental's name, Albert Einstein.
And that water
See-
elemental's name, Magnus the Catalyst.
You would think, because the only other Undine who's been relevant is, it's only partially Undine, but it is Marigold. And the only reason I thought, the whole time I've been sitting here, I haven't thought it was her, because she was at the Art of It All immediately after that, wasn't she?
Yeah, so I should clarify. When I say an Undine was present, another detail that Diletta said was purple skin.
Purple skin.
Or saw like a purplish hue.
Purplish.
That's not Marigold at all. Marigold's
No.
yellow.
Yeah.
But also, yes, I think we do actually know that Marigold was at the Art of It All while the head explosivo
Yes.
stuff at the docks was happening because Victoria was with her and so was Pyrrha.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, this mystery has been something else to keep track of.
I bet, yeah, you with your
Moving
fucking
forward.
red string board of who is going where and when and what do they know and what do they not know. Good times.
Amaranth taps the cane on the floor a couple of times. So what we're looking at here is what? 4 people involved? No, 3. Because we're looking at Conrad Rivaldi is involved in some capacity. Your accusation that Lucine Delta is directly involved. And my father, Oleander.
Yes, although there's a little bit of room for doubt on whether Lucine Delta is Emmett. But for sure, Emmett is the one behind pretty much everything we just discussed.
I see. Okay.
And it seems to also be the main source of the problem. I would have thought, from his bearing, I really would have assumed that it would be the Lawmaster, but no, he does actually seem to have found himself in a curiously subordinate position here because of dirt.
I think it's maybe.
I'll go for it.
Conrad seems apprehensive about something. I had mentioned it earlier in passing, though I didn't manage to get much out of him. I feel as if he is dreading something that is going to occur eventually, and at first I thought it was something to do with Blackthorn, but thinking more on it, I believe it's more related to the threat of hundreds of more imminent keepers.
Yes, I think that would definitely play a part considering what we know about him. Maze, at this point, you've noticed that Armella is like leaning in her bed a bit more because this is a lot of gossip and she's trying to hear, but the glass is thick.
Maze doesn't comment on that.
Reasonable.
You got your chance to be in the plot. Sit with your cow.
I mean, to say that's her cow is a bit...
Yeah.
So, what happens now? Because right now, it's looking like I need to confront my father. We need to have someone confront Ms. Delta, and I need to hire a vampire hunter.
No need to do that. That last one, anyway. So,
Why, can you get me a deal?
we might know people.
Hell, we might just be people.
That was the
This-
joke, Maze.
Well, I can trust you with this detail, I would assume. So, yes, I wouldn't mind hiring you for such a thing.
I'm sorry,
No.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding. Aram, am
Yeah.
understanding correctly. Is she insinuating, even though we avoided telling her, she has deduced that Conrad is a vampire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amaranth is a very smart woman, and
Okay.
there was it was a very small scene, but Amaranth questioned Maze about his lineage because he was like,
And
"Hey,"
more or less just answered the question.
and she was able to piece the West together and be like, "Okay." And now with this new context, she's like, "Oh, they're
I see.
both
Okay.
vampires."
Okay.
Got it.
Got it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a, oh, oops, I forgot that we didn't say X to Y when, because it's easy to make those mistakes when
Yep,
so
no,
much bullshit
super
is
fair.
happening. Okay. Yeah. No.
Yep.
So proceed.
Oh yeah.
We might not just be able to jump straight to confronting. Oh god, what's her name? Lucine Delta?
Lucine.
Yeah.
Scene.
Yeah. That was me, Lamp. Maze remembers.
You're good.
We probably can't jump straight to confronting her. We'll probably have to do some actual snooping to make sure we're not wildly off the mark.
And I think it would be a very poor decision to interrogate your father in any degree at the moment without a lot of solid proof, because he is a very integral domino or card in this house. And
Well,
he's a bit of
certainly-
a powder keg, so if anything goes wrong with him, the whole thing will just fall apart.
Well, certainly if you confront him and the result is not him, I don't know, being imprisoned or something, arrested, you can assume that anything you say to him is gonna get to every other piece of this ridiculous conspiracy. So,
She
I guess
nods.
just take that into account. Shrugs.
Of course. Sorry, I should have clarified. I didn't have any interest in doing that right now. There are some steps that need to be taken. If I might be so bold, I feel like the next course of action would be to confront Conrad.
Yes, I
Right?
think we need to lay all our cards on the table with him and just be completely honest.
Maze
How
thinks about
honest?
that.
Yeah, Maze thinks, so how honest is completely honest?
Yeah,
I just want to, because, he does have scary shadows and such.
I can be honest about my half of the story. I'll leave out certain names unless he, threatens to chop my head off if I don't give him those names.
Yeah, my concern is that I think we have either equal or more dirt to get him to comply. It's just a matter of how he'll respond to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also a matter of everyone loves the 11th hour, hooray, but we are still out-of-towners. We're not part of the power structure here. My point is simply, if he had the opportunity, way easier to murder us and stuff us in a closet and just say we've disappeared than it would be to do that to any of the other people we think might be blackmailing him.
Right. But, Amaranth kind of puts up a finger, if we can confront Conrad, he might be able to confirm this, which then gives us even more evidence and the Lawmaster back on our side. Don't get me wrong, Pride Lionheart will be exceedingly useful here, but not as potent as the Lawmaster himself.
I agree.
Having them both would be nice.
Now, the question is, do you want me present? Because at this point
I want
in
you
time,
present so he doesn't murder us.
Understood. Now, I should warn you, she puts up a hand, I can be useful in a fight. However, if the temperature is too high, I will start to lose track of where allies are. And if people move around too much, I can lose track of who is my friend.
I certainly hope it wouldn't come to blows. I think your role would more likely just to be insurance that he doesn't choose to jump straight to violence, because we're under the impression that he probably would, given the circumstances.
Understood.
Not so much that he probably would, but you definitely couldn't rule it out.
Don't mind...
I think if we tell him everything, he definitely would.
If you don't mind, then, I need to send out an order. Amaranth lightly grips her little...
Can you explain what the order is before you do it?
Right, fair. That's reasonable. She lets go of the necklace. I'm giving the orders to Brutus and Embernice to organize all of our fire giants to give better patrols around the city while keeping an eye on keepers. Do not engage. Do not confront.
I think actually that might be a poor decision because that would tip Emmett off that there's anything going on at all.
She's like fiddling.
Do you trust your fire giants to do it clandestinely, in a way that he wouldn't notice?
It does seem a bit of a leap to think that the giants could be particularly stealthy about it. Moreover, we do have Rosa trying to move into a position where that would be her job, in case we've all forgotten.
And if anything, Rosie most likely has some control of the keepers. I feel very silly that I did not think of her first. I will call Rosie instead, and I will let her know to be discreet and keep us updated in keeper activities. But do not engage or try to change their course of action, because that will draw suspicion. Is that more agreeable?
That seems amiable.
Yeah.
She like turns towards Redpath. I want to make sure that I have your agreement as well.
Well, I imagine the only problem in telling her that now would be, if she doesn't have the mental fortitude to ward off whatever Emmett might do, because if he pokes in there and finds out, ooh, she knows, they know. So it's whether you trust her or not.
She puts the necklace down. I will tell her later.
Oh, that is biting,
I'm not trying to be
isn't it?
mean, I'm trying to be realistic.
You get the feeling that she isn't saying that in a way that's like, ugh, fine, Dad. It's more like a, no, you have a good point. I'm
You're right,
rushing.
I don't like it though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You're right, but you shouldn't say it.
you're right, but I'm glad you said it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People in chat, wow, no respect for Rosa. No, Redpath has a very good point. Like, all it takes is that you now know
Yeah.
an individual with mind-reading abilities
Yeah,
takes
no.
one look and it's over.
Yeah, no.
you
Yet
know?
yet another occasional recurring theme of Evan Ward is information hazards.
Yeah.
Once you know, you can't not know. You know.
Mm-hmm. We know.
All right. Well then, she spins around. Her cloak kind of blows behind her for a moment. Where are we going now?
I think actually we should probably have people come to us, possibly, because this area is fairly safe thanks to what you've done. So, if we could get Mr. Lawmaster up here, that would be good.
Do you think he can... Well, I was about to say, do you think he can get here undetected? What the fuck am I saying, right?
Just looks at Dia.
Okay. Yeah. Amaranth is like, well, I'll use sending on Mr. Rivaldi then. She grabs her little necklace once again and says a couple of enchantment words. Conrad Rivaldi, we require your presence here at the Lurie Estates. Again, this is
Sooner
in...
rather than later.
Yeah, sooner rather than later, we have quite the breakthrough in the case, and we could use your assistance in judging what punishment is appropriate. She lets go of the necklace. That'll make him come running.
Instantly. Hello.
Yeah.
He walks out of a shadow instantly in here.
Oh, sorry. Someone need judging? Conrad!
Hey!
Ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-da-boom.
Yeah, here, let me get some different music then.
Oh god.
Yeah, where's my boy Conrad?
Well, I forgot this was
His
Conrad.
fucking theme song.
He's here.
All of us just waiting in silence, just thinking about how we are about to do what we are doing.
Yeah, Conrad comes walking in, and it looks like he was given some coffee from Karstock, which he immediately just sets on the shelf and then walks up to the glass.
So, what has she said?
The truth as she wanted to tell it.
Anything useful?
Yes, quite a bit actually.
I would like to cast Silent Table so we can have our conversation without Armella
We've
sneaking.
even got a
and
real
doing-
table.
Yes.
It'll also
yes.
foil scrying, which
Yes.
it would be nice.
Sure. So I assume there's like somatic and
Yeah.
verbal components.
Yes.
Conrad, without turning around,
What are you doing, Redpath?
We will need to have a conversation that doesn't find its way into the noodle of the town gossip. And we can't exactly move her at the moment, so
I see. Proceed.
hold on, I'm checking just to make sure how long this lasts and everything, just to make sure we're good. Da 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 da. Yeah, we're okay. So,
I do think he has to pull up a chair to be included in the spell's effects, however.
no, there's one over there, if you'd be so kind as to go get it for yourself, though. If you'd
Nah,
rather
I
somebody
can-
else
I
grab
got
it.
it.
Oh.
I will stand.
Okay. Long as you stand near the table, it's alright.
I thought he was gonna stand directly behind me, ominously.
Yeah, I will stand
Yeah.
just breathing on your neck.
Yeah, Maze.
There-
Dia Maze was watching you extremely closely with the visual space you were taking up at the table. It's like, for God's sake, do not leave the space next to me empty. He didn't say it, but he was thinking it.
He was
Yeah.
screaming help with his eyes.
There is an intense energy to this room, and you're not sure if Rivaldi has picked up on it yet. He might, but like every step he takes just lightly echoes in this room until he fully stops and just looks at all of you.
Arstock comes in. Sorry, I left the acoustics wrong.
So, what have you learned?
Do we want to RP all of this? I feel like there's a lot to reiterate that we
I-
might want to fast forward.
Yeah.
But
I think you can just jump to, just tell me what you don't tell him. I guess it's probably
let's
the
start
easiest.
here. Let's tell him everything except we are going to talk to you about how you're a vampire and see what he thinks about that.
Okay, so you are going to mention that, that like Armella mentioned that there is this third-party entity that has their thumb over him, and you might even straight up say that it's Emmett, is what your accusation.
Do we want to go that far? That is a question.
I think that is in the spirit of what we set out to do. Because we're not...
I mean, yeah, but I'm wondering if we want to do that immediately. You know, give us a point to escalate to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess that's reasonable, yeah. I guess we can start with, here's the basic stuff we got from Armella, and based on, deduction A and deduction B, we think another person exists that framed her, that's been doing X and Y, and also that we think that person is Emmett.
Okay. Okay. So,
Roll
Rivaldi.
initiative.
Rivaldi is silent the entire time. And he keeps his hands to his side.
I see. So, you are aware that someone has some dirt on me.
It's
Assumedly, yes.
Armella believes so, and it does line up with certain other facts.
Do you have a stance on that?
What would you want me to say?
Amaranth cocks an eyebrow. Truth would be a hell of a start. If someone can give me a diplomacy check, this is a stubborn
So-
fucking mule.
Here's how I personally will... Ooh, how do we even phrase this? Here's what I'm willing to offer you, is honesty on my part. I don't know, As far as I'm aware, you're not the villain in this situation.
That's refreshing to hear.
You're a hard ass, and you're the one who's in charge most of the time. You should be feared, obviously, because you're a man of the law and you're powerful, yada yada yada. But what we believe Emmett is doing is really going around that, and it's causing more problems for basically the whole city. So, which could, eventually spiral into more and more problems. What are your thoughts so far?
My thoughts are...
This is the first time that you've seen Rivaldi be hesitant. Like there's caution.
I find it concerning that you would know that someone has power over me. But what I am more concerned with is what you know. Let's start with that. Do you know why they have power over me?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Well, in theory, we do.
Yeah, we think we do, but...
That depends. Would you say that the situation is dire or catastrophically dire?
It depends on what you would do with such information.
Absolutely nothing.
Here.
Well,
Maze holds up a hand. Let's see if I can make our intentions clear. And he's gonna
you go and kiss him.
No.
No!
Conrad Rivaldi.
He's just gonna look you up and down. No, that's the wrong track. What do I want?
Yeah, what do you want?
He turns to you.
Maze reaches into his pocket and pulls out that good old watch he got off of hiking oh so long ago. This is a watch of the Veritas Legion. I believe I brought it to your attention before.
You did. Curious trinket to be carrying around, Mr. Myers.
Indeed. I think I said at the time that I got it off of the corpse of a vampire who still swore his allegiance to them.
What a fool.
What a fool indeed. Maze puts it on the table, and he pulls off his pin. I'm sure you also noticed this, another trinket of theirs.
You are quite the collector.
That I am. This one we had gotten more directly from rummaging through some of those ruins ourselves. He puts that on the table as well. And he pulls out his silver spiked chain. And this is my personal weapon. You're a smart man. Are you magically inclined at all?
Not entirely, no, but I am aware of the arcane.
Well, this weapon here, given our constant experience and outings with the bunch, is enchanted specifically to deal with undead, and I personally got it done so in the event that we had to deal with vampires. Maze puts that on the table as well, and he's going to lean into him just a little. Mr. Rivaldi, I am going to tell you this with utmost confidence. And he shows his hands unarmed and all of his things that would imply hostility towards the undead. I have no quarrel with you, Callisto.
Ooh. His eyes widen for a moment, and Amaranth cocks an eyebrow. Callisto?
Maze was trying to say that real soft, just so it wouldn't get caught across the table. But
alright, fair enough. Then yes,
so
I will.
it's in her ballpark if she catches it or not.
Amaranth has a high perception for hearing things. So I'm gonna roll that for, because it's very specifically, and she's a
But can she read the room and keep her mouth shut?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fair.
if it's being whispered, then she might read the room and keep her mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah, so she hears it, and you can notice that she just mouths it. And luckily, Callisto does not notice, because he is entirely focused on the person that said it out loud. He just stares.
We're no friends of the undead, Mr. Rivaldi. We really aren't. Especially organized vampires doing whatever dark deeds they do. And in this exact moment, we could not care less about that aspect of you. There's people who are in danger, and we're trying to solve that problem. That's amiable to your sensibilities, right?
This is the first time you notice that he's breathing heavier. His face does not change, but there is a nervous energy from him. A man who has not been confronted about a false life in 4 centuries. And to have someone call out the original is the most nightmarish position for him to be in.
How did you come across that information, Mr. Myers?
It was no small feat, I tell you. Maze reaches around into his bag and pulls out a portrait that may be in some way familiar to him.
Yep. He is shocked to see a painting from Parthena Veritas, let alone, you have to assume, this man has been very careful, as well as his wife, of course, when it comes to developing new identities. The fact that there would be one portrait that got away from them, he is fucking dumbfounded. His mouth
leave out
opens...
how I found it in the literal abyss.
Right, no, for sure. And
Like,
he's
there's a
literally...
good reason it evaded his eye, because it's literally on another planet.
you can see him tensing his hand back into a fist, releasing, back into a fist, releasing. And this is the first time you've noticed Rivaldi actually has a big revolver.
I bet he does. Time to keep talking. Now, Mr. Rivaldi, I have no intention of using any of this information for really much of anything. I'm sure you don't really want to believe that, but I think my candor more or less should show you at this point that I don't find lying to be a very useful skill.
No.
All of this is in service of demonstration. Are we the ones who know this much, or does Emmett know too?
He looks down. It's one of the very only time Rivaldi yields to staring someone down. And he's thinking, what is the next move for a cornered animal?
And you would do nothing with this information.
No, because we're here to ask you for help.
Not even force you to, frankly. If you say no, then, I mean, I guess we'll just deal with that.
He's thinking.
If this information got out, it is indeed more damning than what Emmett clearly knows.
So there's still a chance you can get out of this all right, then.
If I am to be blackmailed twice. But I should make this abundantly clear, Mr. Myers. My wife is to remain unharmed and uninvolved in every manner.
Noted. Now let me reiterate. This isn't blackmail.
That's what he said.
You wanted open transparency and communication. Here it is.
We're not keepers. That should at least set us apart from him.
And we have no
That
real
gives you
authority.
any peace of mind.
Plus, you know that when he said, he was like, oh, this isn't blackmail. I prefer the term extortion.
Give me a diplomacy check. The DC is lowered a fuckload.
You know, that's fair.
Or, you know what? Give me an appraise. This is a deal.
How much money can we take this
God.
guy for?
Hey, man.
Scan his barcode.
I'll take
How
it.
much do you
Okay. He slowly looks around the room. Amaranth sitting quietly, looking stern, but also like, I don't know what's happening. No one's been talking for a while. I have nothing to base this off of. And he turns back to you, Maze.
I will agree to these terms.
A little cooperation is all we were hoping for.
But
He puts up a finger.
this information cannot escape. I know I'm a broken record about it, but you need to understand. If this information was released, yes, it would ruin my wife and I's life, to be sure. Leviara would crumble overnight, though. Think about it. The Portmaster has had a vampire in charge of their laws for a decade and no one knew? Why would they not lean towards the Keepers if that information got out?
I have truly no intention of letting any of this information leave this space.
Don't worry, we have a lot of spite for the Keepers. So, given that that's the case, We'll go doubly hard on making sure this never leaves this room.
Yes, any hostility we may feel towards vampires and the Veritas Legion in particular, it sort of hails in comparison to how truly self-righteous and fucking obnoxious the Keepers are.
Then also make me one more promise,
Alright.
if I may be so bold considering my position. Before you enter the Wandering Woods, you will visit me at my estate.
Oh,
All
I
of
planned
you.
on it.
Good. So, what happens now? 11th hour?
I think you mean what happens next time on Ebon Ward.
I think that would be the more accurate term.
What happens next time?
Ooh-wee.
11th hour. Ooh.
Ooh.
Awesome.
what
I
will
wasn't
happen?
shot
Holy
directly in the
shit.
head.
Oh.
Big fan.
So, I will just tell you,
Uh-huh.
Conrad being convinced to help without violence is very difficult. However, the big dick play of walking up and being like, I've got all the tools right now. I can just do it. And then also dropping the knowledge, I know exactly who you are. I don't know that, I know that you're not this guy, but I know who you were 400 years ago. Because at that point, Rivaldi now has the situation of, oh, you have more than the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I know now.
Yeah, Emmett can walk up and be like, "You're an undead, gotcha." We're like,
Just like,
"Oh,
I
we
know all of the
your-
undead war
we know your
crimes.
We've got-
social security number,
Yeah,
sir."
we've got your fucking. We looked you up on 23andMe.
Bro, he's got
Yeah.
your IP address. Dude, we got your genome cracked.
The other thing, the passive other thing that really affects Conrad's cooperation, Amaranth is present.
Yeah.
Fire magic will wreck his day. And she is probably she's the second most powerful pyromancer in Leviara, if not Goliath.
Yep.
Yep.
I
Yep.
can
Yep.
see why that would be of a
That was it.
consideration.
That was a good call.
Admittedly, I was thinking of it from oh yeah, he's not gonna murder us if there's like another city official here. Not, oh, he can't take this one in a fight.
Yeah. Basically, if this did turn into a conflict, the way it would start is he would kick the steel table into Amaranth so that she blasts through a wall and is just out of the scene for a moment.
Yeah, not unreasonable. Not an unreasonable move.
Oh, man!
Oh my god, guys. We finally busted it down.
You cracked the case!
We did it.
We've
Oh,
done it. I
well-
mean, we've
well
certainly
done.
started dunning it. Let's see where
Well,
it
it
goes
was
from
just
here.
a kind of slow build up until now, and then we got to the end of this session, which started off very chill, and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like, boom!
Yeah, no, it was nice starting off in the match. It's like, oh, it'll be a nice chill one. It's like, ah, boy, I wonder if Maze gets killed.
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh,
you're good.
Oh
man.
boy, I wonder if Maze gets killed is just the assumed default state for Ebon Ward.
Yeah, that's the subtitle of the whole thing. That's what's written on the back of the book in little quotes.
Oh, well done, kids. Well
Yeah.
done.
Put on some nicer music and plug links and what have you. I have to pee real quick. I didn't do it before we confronted Rivaldi because I'm an idiot.
Oh.
And now the
Oh.
stress is
You're
like,
in the
ooh,
middle
gotta
of
pee
that.
more.
You get up to the big crescendo of that scene. Hang on, I need to piss. I'll
I'm
be
a
right
little-
back.
Hey
I'm
gang,
just a little
hey
pee-pee
gang,
boy.
good chat. You like our stuff? You like what I do? You want to hang out? You wanna submit fan art and chat and all that good stuff? You go on over here to our Discord.
Mhm.
You do
And-
that stuff.
Another fun thing is that we have a Patreon where we have a bunch of really cool art and things of the sort. For example, like all of these icons from In Session, as well as our monthly generics get released, which is always fun. I'm pretty sure in the November batch went up for the generics, which are the ASMR, and I know folks like them.
Ooh.
Yeah. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for December. I feel like gnomes feel fitting for December. And I think there's supposed to be another batch of Ebon Ward
I mean,
icons.
there is snow on the ground in that Tumblr post of, they killed a fucking gnome in my yard.
Oh my god, I love that post.
But yeah, so I definitely want to get the other new icons up there, which I think I've got the folder ready for that. I can actually look and see what's going to be in that. That might entice people. The new Armella icon, all of the elementals, so earth, fire, water, wind. The salamanders are in there. Addis is in there. The Sunbreaks, both Jacques and Penelope, as well as Gladiolus Hersif is in there. Yeah, I got that icon of Gladiolus Hersif just because I was like, I don't know.
We could use the orb.
Could use the orb.
Yeah.
Aren't you
also-
glad you gave us an item that means you have to have custom icons for dead characters too?
Yeah. So here was the thing. I came up with that item before we started doing
yeah.
custom art. I was
Yeah.
like, I love it easy. But listen, there are gonna be times where you're like, I want to do this, and I'm like, they just don't have it.
Please
Yeah,
don't.
they don't have.
But for,
Use
like-
your imagination.
But for some that are like actively important, for example,
Yeah.
like Penelope, I was like, yeah. And Gladiolus can also be brought up in some capacity for different things of the sort.
Brought up from his grave.
I mean, you now, because listen, there are a lot of different little facets, and it's been interesting to see what path you take to get details. Yep. So, oh boy, yeah. Armella, she's a very useful resource, and because you had Amaranth do really good security measures, couldn't get to her.
Yeah, we just get away with it like a champion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got Nimger from Bread Bunny.
We do. Here. Oh, there it is.
Ebon Ward, episode 131. There's nothing inherently off about Small and Bernice. Also, some other things happened. No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. That's right. And Bernice was small. Hooray!
Hooray! At the top of the pile from Bread Bunny. One genuinely good joke.
Red Path.
You
Maze.
did it. You did it, Maze. You did it.
Finally, I'm free. Drops dead.
God.
And on a fishing boat, Andrin drops dead.
Then from Eternal Savvy.
She wasn't lying. That and Bernice can get big again.
True.
Fucking windy.
Fucking windy.
And then
Aw.
from Mira is the Red Path.
Little cat smile.
Little cat
Maze.
smile.
Very
Just hanging
cute.
out with regular people.
Just hanging out with regular people. These are very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then from
Aw.
Mew, she's small now.
I'm small now.
Still huge.
I'm still huge. I got a duck in doorways, but like worth it.
Worth it. then from Aram, Aram Nyes? Is that
I don't
is that
know.
it?
It's a mystery. Yeah.
Oleander goes outside.
There
Hi,
goes
there.
Mr. Asshole. There goes
There goes
Mr.
Mr.
Bitch.
Bitch. We
Yeah.
should do this with Oleander.
We should. Thank you. Thank you, Aram. Then from Lemieux,
Holy shit!
Spoon.
Spoon. Thank you very much.
Addis was enamored. Aw.
Then from Mir,
Aw.
Hanging out.
A more casual look.
a little more casual. Her hair is all encompassing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Then
Aw.
then from Princess Tokyo Moon, we're
Fun!
fine.
The most emotional crew.
What a crew this is.
They're fun.
They're fun.
Also, these are very cute.
These
Yeah.
are great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RMG Julie.
Oh, we got Dia doing the classic Slav squat.
That's not a Slav squat.
Yeah, this is too
Huh?
dainty to be a Slav squad.
I guess that's true.
Invisible
The arms in that position and especially with the hands under the chin does de-Slav it a bit.
Very nice.
But it looks very nice. Thank you. I have saved it.
Thank you so much. Boxes bees.
I save every Dia.
You've got a deal line here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't process who this was or what was going on. I was just entranced by the motion. Oh, what a lovely...
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's wonderful. Then from Goblin Fink.
Hold on. I need to.
Standing directly behind you.
Stands at the table, you say. I think I
This is
will.
fine.
I will stand. Are you uncomfortable, Redpath?
Honestly, this is normal for me.
Unfortunate.
It's very strange that I'm doing this.
By the
Hat
way,
is like a muffin.
before this conversation goes any further,
Before this
You two.
conversation goes any further, where's your cock?
where's your cock?
Why do people keep asking me that?
I'm Cockrad Rivaldi.
Fuck.
Best dick in town.
Anyway, that's everything.
My real name, Cornelius Cocklisto.
Thanks. Thanks everyone so much for submitting all that, and Will, thank you for running it. This was this was a good one.
Big
Thanks for
spicy
playing.
fish.
Well done solving the mystery. It's now just.
Oh wait, apparently there's one more.
Oh, there's one
what,
more?
Did you just send one more?
is.
All right, drop it in the roll 20 for me.
I will drop it in the roll 20. It is from Skift. Everyone knows Skift.
Aw.
Fine, it's fine.
Behold. Oh, that
there it
didn't
is.
link the way I had hoped.
That's
Hold on. How do
okay.
we?
Nash's face.
There we go. That's a good Nash face.
In his mouth.
Fantastic.
It's really good faces.
Very,
I love it.
very, very nice.
I love how Maze's pin is like, huh?
I like it when the pin emotes. Yeah, thanks for running this, Will. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you for playing.
Yeah, thanks to my fellow players also for playing. You make this better, as you do. And chat, thank you so much for coming out here, showing us your support however you do it, be it by giving us money, or giving us fan art, or just being here at all. Your support, however you give it, means the absolute world to us. Thank you so much for being here this time, and thank you for being here next time. Say goodbye, chat, everybody.
Goodbye.
Toodles.